Lin Bufong, you're still in a hurry, aren't you? Still what? Your career. What if yours turns out worse than mine? Wouldn't that be embarrassing? So, Shanghai City People's Square. Beneath the scorching summer sun, Lin Bufong sat under a big tree eating an ice cream cone. Beside him stood a girl in a white dress with a black necktie. Her long black stockings, cool gaze, and delicate features drew stares from passing students. Su Ran squatted down. Her bright eyes looked at Lin Bufong, her gaze shifting away nervously. Her cheeks flushed slightly, and her voice carried a hint of shyness. Just be my boyfriend already. I don't want to. Why not? First, our potential hasn't been confirmed yet. What if yours turns out to be terrible? I'd end up losing out. How dare you talk back to me? Second, Lin Bufong glanced at Su Ran's chest where thick padding bulged out. He reached out and touched it, producing the rustle of paper. Doesn't that padding dig into you? Su Ran jumped to her feet. Her cool composure vanished completely. She pointed angrily at Lin Bufong. Lin Bufong, do you have any idea how many times you've turned me down? Probably fewer than 100. You've gone over 100. How many over? 8 or 9. That's not the point. Lin Bufong, don't push your luck. If I, Su Ran, can't have a man, I will ruin him myself. Without my help, you will be stuck in Shanghai City forever. You will never get into Qingyan University, the best school in the whole country. I'll give you one last chance. Will you or won't you? Su Ran was the school-wide acknowledged school beauty, normally cold and aloof. But Lin Bufong was a transmigrator. His looks were outstanding. Many classmates even thought he was better looking than Su Ran. Lin Bufong had once thought he could coast through life relying on his good looks. Unfortunately, Su Ran came from a powerful, wealthy family. Since she had set her sights on him, any girl who got close to Lin Bufong would face bullying at school. On top of that, this world was dangerous. Monsters roamed everywhere, along with mysterious rifts and sacred temples. Half a year earlier, a 6th-ranked giant beast had attacked Shanghai City. 1,725 people had died, including Lin Bufong's deskmate. Yet opportunities existed too. Defeating monsters granted levels and dropped valuable loot. People could grow stronger, guard territories, or earn massive amounts of gold to live freely. Lin Bufong had made 2 sets of preparations. First, he had spent 3 years rigorously practicing marksmanship, the kind of firearms where God created man, and Colonel Colt made them equal. There were 6 classes in total: warrior, mage, assassin, archer, priest, and gunner. Upon choosing a class, one's personal potential assigned a class rank: E, D, C, B, A, S, SS, SSS. If classes were divided into ceiling, air, manhole cover, and sewer, the gunner class sat rock bottom in the sewer with nowhere lower to fall. But Lin Bufong chose to swim against the current. He believed no class was inherently good or bad. If a class performed poorly, it was not the fault of the class itself, but the person using it. If you sucked, you practiced more. Few people played gunner? That meant less competition. Blue ocean territory. Others feared, I grew greedy. Others hesitated, I went all in. 3 years of relentless firearms training gave Lin Bufong confidence. He could carve out an extraordinary path with pure skill. His second preparation. In his spare time from shooting practice, he crammed every piece of theoretical knowledge about this world. By accident, he had even scored first place in the citywide theoretical exam. If being a gunner did not work out, he could always fall back on being a support. Lin Bufong held no interest in the Qingyan University Su Ran kept talking about. He knew his own limits. That school was equivalent to the top universities from his previous world. His expectations for himself were modest. Live comfortably and stay safe. Steady. He looked at Su Ran. Su Ran was undeniably beautiful, yet short-tempered and stubborn. Marrying her would mean putting up with her fiery temper every single day. Seeing Su Ran fly into a rage amused him. Lin Bufong stood up, leaned close to Su Ran's ear, and whispered like a devil. 111th rejection. Must hurt, huh? Su Ran completely lost her composure, stamping her feet and fuming. Lin Bufong, just you wait. Unstoppable power. Completely gone mad. I'm the toughest one around. Hey, what are you doing? From the stage, Principal Wang's voice boomed over the loudspeakers. Zhao Liang, E-rank potential. No class change. Kai Kunkin, D-rank potential. Class change to D-rank trainee priest. Liu Huaqiang, B-rank potential. Class change to B-rank battle mage assassin. In a corner, several elderly seniors conversed. Their levels were staggeringly high. The lowest among them was LV60. This year's intake is pretty good. I've spotted some interesting class awakenings. I suspect Lin Bufong might surprise us. His sister caused quite a stir last year. Su Ran looks promising too. I expect her potential will be very high. After a short wait, Principal Wang called Lin Bufang's name. Next up, Su Ran and Lin Bufang. The two walked side by side toward the stage, each trying to get ahead of the other. Seeing them bicker and compete, Principal Wang smiled knowingly. Lin Bufang comes from a modest household, but his sister gained admission to the nation-top Qingyun University last year. As for Su Ran, the Su family has produced countless talents. No introduction is needed. Before you select your classes, I must stress once more, do not pick the gunner class. Very well. State your choices. Lin Bufang answered almost instantly. I choose gunner. Do you have any idea what your family's finances are like? Even early game, decent firearms will cost enough to sell your house for a single weapon. I'll give you one more chance. Gunner. Principal Wang turned to Su Ran. And you? I choose gunner too. Very well. Su Ran froze. Principal Wang, why didn't you try to stop me? There's no holding you back. You didn't even try. Your family is filthy rich. Even if you pick poorly, you'll be fine. Could you at least make an attempt to dissuade me? It'll be all right. What do you mean it'll be all right? Being a gunner is miserable. Can I take it back? Your choice has been confirmed. No takebacks. Now we will assess your potential. Lin Bufang's hands grew hot with excitement. Su Ran's hands turned ice-cold with despair. They both placed their palms on the crystal orb before them. Before potential ranks appeared for Lin Bufang, a string of notifications popped up. System online. Seizing Heavenly Dao origin. Acquiring talent. Heavenly Dao defeated in one strike. Due to your low level, only partial talent granted. Obtained Super God tier talent. Attack only 1 star. Talent effects listed below. Offstage, Principal Wang sighed loudly, speaking for Lin Bufang's benefit. When enemies take cover, archers can lock onto targets and send arrows curving around obstacles. A gunner's bullets simply fail. Attack only effect 1, X-ray vision. Automatically draws bounding boxes marking enemy positions. Bullets ignore all obstacles and hit targets directly. Firearms have fierce recoil. Sustained combat wears heavily on your wrists. Attack only effect 2, 0 recoil. Initial firearms vary. You might get an automatic pistol, or you could end up with a revolver requiring manual reloading for every shot. Attack only effect 3, automatic reload. Gunfire is extremely loud. Fighting groups of monsters draws all aggro onto you. You can die very easily. Attack only effect 4, built-in silencer. Gunners also suffer from pitiful defense, a fundamental weakness. Attack only effect 5, undying blades. Each foe slain permanently grants 1 undying blade. Undying blades trigger upon receiving fatal damage. Consume 1 blade to become immune to all damage for 1 second. No cooldown. May be shared with any number of allies. Those are minor concerns. Archers come with innate armor penetration. Gunners have none. Gunners live or die by equipment investment. You must pour resources purely into attack power, otherwise you deal negligible damage. Ordinary families cannot afford that burden. Attack only effect 6. Every firearm hit permanently increases your attack by 1 point. No upper limit. All effects can be upgraded. Each successful hit counts as 1 proficiency point. All 6 effects level up together. Attack only 1 star, 0/10,000. Lin Bufang fought hard to contain his excitement. 3 years of training paired with a Super God tier talent. X-ray vision, 0 recoil, auto reload, silencer, infinitely stackable life-saving immunity, infinitely stacking attack power. Who could possibly stand against him? New player weapon pack will be delivered at midnight. Please collect on time. A new player weapon pack? Lin Bufang glanced at his default starting firearm, given to every student. Damaged revolver LV1, white grade, moderate fire rate. Attack, 5 to 10. Deals heavy damage against targets with defense below 5. Durability, 50-50. He wondered what loot awaited him. How nice would a minigun be? The nonstop fire would feel amazing. He was so overjoyed he forgot to check his own class rank. He could not suppress his grin. No matter what rank he got, even Z rank, as long as he could wield firearms paired with attack only, he would soar. Meanwhile, Principal Wang's expression turned grave. A massive hollow white aperture floated in the sky, faint metallic glints shimmering along its rim. Boom. Without warning, a 1-meter-wide laser beam slammed into Su Ran. Principal Wang's shock quickly turned to wild delight. Su Ran. S-rank potential. Class changed to S-rank Heavenly Punishment Gunner. Su Ran's gloom vanished. She wiped at her lipstick and smiled. What is a Heavenly Punishment Gunner? Still a gunner. Su Ran's vision swam. Now don't be so quick to despair. I have never seen this class before. From what I can tell, Heavenly Punishment Gunner vastly raises both lower and upper limits. It is a hidden gunner variant. nearly reaching SS rank. If you don't slack off, admission to Qingyun University is all but guaranteed. Principal Wang struggled to keep his voice steady. S-rank awakenings had not occurred in years. Though gunners had countless flaws, properly funded ones mowed monsters down at terrifying speeds. Heavenly Punishment Gunner boasted strong base stats, solid early game power, and terrifying late game potential. This resource-hungry class suited the wealthy Su Ran perfectly. Everyone on and off stage turned toward Lin Bufang. Principal Wang glanced at Lin Bufang's reading and sighed. Lin Bufang. E-rank potential. No class change. Remains gunner. Principal Wang felt genuine regret. If Lin Bufang had picked warrior or priest instead of gunner, he could have gotten by. Gunners were simply too costly for ordinary people. Whispers spread through the crowd. What a waste. Lin Bufang scored first in citywide theory exams. Principal Wang was right. Don't waste time on book smarts. His sister broke into Qingyun University with a B-rank awakening last year. He couldn't measure up to her. Even with talent, odds of success are slim. This is fairly typical. Wait, why is Lin Bufang smiling? He looks totally fine. Look at that mental fortitude. He's just pretending to be calm. Principal Wang waved a hand in front of Lin Bufang's face. Bufang, you are E-rank. E-rank. Do you understand? Lin Bufang snapped back to reality. Oh, E-rank. E-rank isn't bad. Principal Wang, this is E-rank. Lin Bufang. Oh, E-rank. That's terrible. Can I go down off the stage now? Principal Wang chuckled. Hold on to that positive attitude. He turned back toward the microphone. All right, students with E-rank awakenings may head home. The following briefing is for our future nation-building talents. You will gain nothing from listening. Lin Bufang mentally called him out for using lower-ranked students to motivate others. Yet this was how the world worked. Only the strong earned respect. Su Ran pointed at Principal Wang. You're pretty ruthless. Principal Wang shrugged. Thank you for the compliment. Su Ran watched Lin Bufang silently. She ought to have been happy. In academics, marksmanship, every comparison, she always finished second behind him. This time, on the potential test, she had finally beaten him. Yet no joy welled up inside her. Winning felt strangely like losing. Lin Bufang walked toward the school gate and glanced back at the teaching buildings. 3 years of memories here. He wondered what it would be like when he returned. Would he come back in glory or crushed and defeated? He had barely stepped outside when Su Ran hurried after him, gasping for breath. Lin Bufang, it's all right. I'll make this the 112th confession. I want to get into Qingyun together with you. She leaned over, catching her breath, brushing long hair away from her ears. Will you? Lin Bufang smiled sincerely. Thank you, truly. But for now the answer is no. I have my own path to walk. 112 times already. Su Ran bit back the retort burning on her tongue. Joking insults felt out of place right now. Still, he had said for now, which basically counted as a yes. An E-rank gunner had almost zero chance of growing powerful. Sooner or later, she would win him over. Lin Bufang had not gone far when shouts and screams erupted from inside the school. The commotion dwarfed the reaction to Su Ran's S-rank awakening. A girl named Ming Mei had awakened an extremely rare class. Though not S-rank or above, its effects defied even S-rank awakenings. Lin Bufang caught Principal Wang's voice echoing out. Ming Mei has received direct admission to Qingyun University. No college entrance examination required. Ming Mei, you are turning down the offer? Are you absolutely certain? You may be upset right now. Qingyun University's doors will always stay open for you. Ming Mei was one of his many admirers. Lin Bufang remembered her well. Quiet and reserved. She would have claimed the title of top school beauty if Su Ran had not been so competitive. But none of this concerned Lin Bufang. Back in his dormitory, Lin Bufang planned to sleep through the night. Times were turbulent. Cities offered no absolute safety, and the wilderness teemed with danger. Giant beasts periodically stormed cities to hunt humans. To grow stronger, you needed levels, loot, and constant effort. As a new awakener, Lin Bufang's only option to gain experience was entering spatial rifts within the city. Rifts teemed with low-level monsters that dropped experience, materials, and equipment. Access would unlock at 6 o'clock the next morning. His phone rang. It was his mother. In his previous life, Lin Bufang had been an orphan. This warm family filled his heart with joy. Bufang, E-rank is okay. Your sister will become a big-name figure someday. She can find you a good job later. Life will go on. Don't go near those dangerous rifts. All we want is for you to stay safe and sound. In the background, he heard his parents talking. Most families value sons over daughters. You go the other way, pouring all our money into the girls. Times were far harder in my generation. We pulled through. Boys need hardship to grow. Wait, is the phone still on? Ahem. Bufang. Your sister carries heavy schoolwork and cannot look after you. Try to understand. Don't listen to your mother. Sit for your exams, but run away the second danger shows up. Don't be reckless. Your little sister's illness is not your worry. Your father and I hold this family together. Nothing will break us. Financially, Lin Bufang's family scraped by. He owed his 12 years of schooling entirely to public education support. His father earned very little. Lin Bufang could not fathom how he supported everything. 3 years of relentless effort stemmed from harsh reality. His younger sister suffered from a rare illness. Family savings were completely gone. The minimum cost for her upcoming surgery stood at 500,000 gold coins. Killing monsters was the fastest way to earn that kind of money. Lin Bufang had never considered giving up. Even without his overpowered talent, he would keep fighting. A notification flashed across his phone screen. Mingmei transferred 500,000 gold coins to you. Mingmei, the girl who had rejected Qingyun University's offer? Lin Bufang sent messages. No reply. He called over a dozen times. No answer. He rushed out into the night, hopped on a shared bicycle, and rode through dim streets until he reached Mingmei's doorstep. Open up. Property maintenance check. Just a moment. Relief washed over Lin Bufang, hearing her familiar voice. He feared she had done something desperate for money. Mingmei was an orphan. All she owned was this small, rundown house, practically worthless on the market. Rain leaked through the roof. Creak. The door swung open. Spotting Lin Bufang, Mingmei tried desperately to slam it shut. Lin Bufang had braced himself and forced his way inside. They stumbled into close contact. Mingmei wore thin sleepwear. Where did this money come from? Mingmei stared at the floor, saying nothing. Wind whistled through broken window frames. Lin Bufang headed for the bathroom to wash his hands and found the faucet broken. If you won't tell me, I will exchange all this gold and throw every coin into the river. Tears streamed down Mingmei's face, yet she stayed silent. Lin Bufang sighed and stepped back outside, taking her house key with him. He returned carrying groceries, 2 bottles of liquor, and hardware supplies. He repaired the windows and installed a new faucet. Then he sat down. Want a drink? Mingmei sat across from him. She ate a few bites and finished an entire bottle of liquor. Only then did she speak. When my rare class awakened, Xiao Fu transferred 500,000 gold coins to me. He said if I became his girlfriend, he would give me another 2 million. Xiao Fu was the son of the city's richest man, powerful and wealthy. Despicable. Does money buy everything? Lin Bufang fell quiet and drained his glass. Why give all this money to me? I saw you at the hospital once. I asked the doctors. Your little sister cannot wait. She will die without treatment. He looked at Mingmei. Mingmei was also looking at him and suddenly smiled. Nothing in their current predicament seemed to matter as long as Lin Bufang sat right in front of her. Tears glistened in Lin Bufang's eyes. First, give the money back. No matter how hard or tough things get, we will never take handouts. If a person cannot even support themselves yet insists on giving everything away, it is essentially self-sabotage, even self-destruction. Personal growth comes before meaningless sacrifice. Second, I am 100% certain I can earn the money. Third, go to Qingyun University before they change their minds. Mingmei tilted her head. Her bangs fell to veil her long eyelashes. I want to stay in Jianghai City and be with you, even if I can only watch you from afar. You go to Qingyun University, and I will go too. We can see each other every day from then on. Promise me, no one in this world is worth you destroying yourself for, not even me. Mingmei said earnestly. I cannot agree with your last few words. My feelings for you are not based on your appearance, but I will keep my promise. That same night, Mingmei returned the money to Xiao Fu and blocked him. She then left for Qingyun University in the capital together with the university's admissions team. A bright future lay ahead. Beneath the black night sky, Lin Bufang rode his bicycle, racing forward against the wind. The National College entrance examination for ability users consisted of a theoretical written test and a combat assessment, generally referred to together as the Gaokao. The theoretical portion had already finished. The combat assessment would begin in 3 days. Admission to Qingyun University carried strict requirements. Candidates had to reach level 15 before the official start of the Gaokao. The minimum job rank required was grade B. Lin Bufang possessed only a grade E job class. To qualify, he would need to hit level 18 instead. He had only 3 days to accomplish this. That number felt hopeless to most other students, and it was still a distant goal for Lin Bufang himself. At exactly midnight, a system prompt popped up before him. New player weapon has been issued. Obtained. Plastic, golden Vulcan minigun, E-Epic ×1. PS. Equipment tiers. White common, green fine, blue exquisite, purple rare, pink divine artifact, gold epic. Certain rare or divine artifact grade gear may outperform epic rank items. Lin Bufong stared at the glowing golden weapon in his equipment panel. One worry crossed his mind. This weapon dealt far too much damage, which would make stacking attack power difficult. After all, every hit his attacks landed granted him permanent stacking attack power. Plastic, Golden Vulcan Minigun E-Epic, Tier. Rate of fire, 6,000 rounds per minute. Durability, 12,000/12,000. Description, each bullet deals 1 point of damage. Hits to vital areas may deal over 10 points of damage, with an extremely small chance of dealing 100 points of damage. Equip level requirement, none. Special effect, while equipped, your displayed attack power is locked at 0. Lin Bufong gazed at the flashy, golden minigun in his hands. A flood of thoughts raced through his mind. This weapon was practically tailor-made for him. 6,000 rounds every minute meant 6,000 stacks of attack power each single minute. Most level 10 archers could not boast such high attack values. Since his displayed attack power stayed locked at 0, this minigun would remain useful far into later stages. Surprisingly, it was also extremely light. He could lift it with a single finger. I lack nothing now. 1 hit equals 1 permanent point of attack power. Time to unleash full auto. Lin Bufong pulled up his status panel. Name, Lin Bufong. Job class, grade, E-Gunner level, LV10/100 HP, 100/100 mana, 30/30 physical ATK, 5 magical ATK, 5 physical DEF, 5 magical DEF, 5 armor penetration, 0 magic penetration, 0 speed, 5 luck, unknown free attribute points, 0 super, god, tier talent, strike, only defense, 0/1, star, 0/10,000 equipped, plastic, golden Vulcan minigun, epic, tier skills, lethal shot 1 star, super, god, tier talent, strike, only defense, 0/1, star, vision, piercing sight plus 0 recoil plus automatic reload plus silence shots plus permanent stacked life, saving blades plus permanent infinitely stacking physical attack power. Lethal shot 1 star, consumes 10 mana. Your next bullet deals 300 physical damage. No cooldown. Proficiency, 0/100. His starting skill looked underwhelming, but that was fine. Skill books could drop from monsters or be purchased as random job, specific volumes. You have forgotten skill, lethal shot. Skill removed. Don't come near me anymore, lethal shot. I don't want the minigun to get jealous. At 5:30 the next morning, Lin Bufong visited his sister in the hospital. At 6 sharp, he stood at the entrance to the Goblin Rift. 3 rifts existed within Zhanghai City. Only this one matched level, 1 challengers. The others began at level 5. This was his only option, and likewise the only accessible rift for other local students. A huge crowd had gathered, buzzing with energy. Principal Wang stroked his bald head and shouted at the top of his voice. Great news. Yesterday, Mingmei came to her senses and accepted the guaranteed admission offer to Qingyan University. She will skip the Gaokao entirely. The rest of you must keep pushing yourselves. This exam is your only path forward. The Goblin Rift is about to open. Normally, this public rift means you might run into other ability users out for your supplies. But during this Gaokao period, only students are permitted entry. You may enter as many times as you like, and access is completely free. The Gaokao combat phase is only 3 days away. This Goblin Rift is your best chance to level up. Tomorrow, this place will grow far more dangerous. Give it everything you have. Slay monsters and earn experience. Reach level 10 within 3 days, and you qualify for combat-focused universities. Level 11 opens doors to better schools. Level 12 grants access to key universities. Hit level 13 and top-tier universities will notice you. At level 14, the most prestigious institutions will welcome you. Reach level 15, and Qingyan University becomes a possibility. Do keep in mind, even though this is the lowest difficulty rift, its monsters are vicious. If you encounter high-rank foes, elites, or bosses, teleport out right away. Entry costs nothing. Do not throw your life away. I strongly recommend forming parties to watch each other's backs. Also, no infighting to rob each other. Settle all grudges once the Gaokao concludes. And mark my words, the Gaokao has effectively already begun. Every level you gain can push your overall rank upward by tens of thousands of spots. Principal Wang paused and went on. I noticed some grade E job class students lingering here. Lin Bufong is one example, though I will not call every name out. To all grade E job holders, you might as well count yourselves finished. Go home and bury yourselves in regular textbooks. Have fun with that. Many grade E students cursed Principal Wong inwardly, yet none turned back. They burned with determination to level fast and prove him wrong. Lin Bufong walked toward the rift's boundary. Groups of students below grade B held up recruiting signs. Grade C High, Defense Warrior plus Grade D Archer. Looking for a healer. Guaranteed level 5 on day 1. Grade, a healer leading party. Want 3 mages or archers. Minimum grade C. No gunners, no assassins. Grade, D warriors searching for a party. As Lin Bufong walked past, many sign holders turned their heads away. Gunners sat near the bottom of the job class hierarchy. Even grade C gunners received cautious consideration, let alone a grade E1. Still, parties with female members greeted him warmly. Lin Bufong, join us. The 3 of us can carry you. I'm a grade A mage. Come with our group. Lin Bufong smiled and thanked them, but kept walking. Joining a party was out of the question. Parties capped out at 4 members, and experience points split evenly between everyone. That would drastically slow his progress. Just then, Su Ran walked over with 2 female classmates, 1 warrior and 1 healer. The healer boasted strong healing power and could boost Su Ran's attack speed. Party with me. No. Why not? You aren't strong enough. Su Ran almost snapped back, then remembered Lin Bufong's grade E status. She bit her sharp retort down. She told herself she ought not discourage him. If you join my party, I will get you to level 5 today. Thanks, but I plan to hit level 8 on day 1. Do you know Shanghai City's all-time record? 7. So what? Su Ran seethed. She could not fathom how Lin Bufong could still act so overconfident at such a critical moment. Fine. Here's a deal. If by day's end your level is lower than mine, for the 113th time, you have to grant my wish. Lin Bufong nodded. I accept. Su Ran blinked in surprise. She sensed a hidden catch, yet could not pinpoint what it was. Sure enough, Lin Bufong added terms. Let us raise the stakes. If I surpass level 8 and break the record, every time you see me from now on, you have to call me Dad. You. Su Ran took a deep breath and sighed. She still could not bring herself to crush his spirits. All she wanted was to punch something. At that moment, Xiao Fu, son of Shanghai City's wealthiest man, strode over. What good is a grade E job holder in a party? He will only drag everyone's leveling speed down. Su Ran, join my group instead. Su Ran's normally cool expression sharpened. Her twin pigtails decorated with green and pink hair clips framed her features. Get lost. A grade A like you is not worthy of partying with me. Stay out of my sight inside the rift, Xiao Fu, or I will be the first one to take you down. Xiao Fu. Lin Bufong glanced at him. I also advise you not to cross paths with me, or I will take you down first. Xiao Fu. How dare a grade you speak to me like that? This is absurd. I doubt you will even reach level 3 by the end of today. Lin Bufong stepped into the rift alone. Su Ran and her 2 teammates entered the rift together. Xiao Fu's 4-person team also went in. His setup worked differently though. He had paid 3 students for a full day's service. Their job was to soak damage, apply buffs, and heal, while Xiao Fu delivered the finishing blows. This counted as an exploitative loophole, yet only the rich could pull it off. He paid each of the 3 teammates 1 million gold coins. Back outside, Principal Wong sat in the spectator stands overlooking the rift. His status only granted him a seat in the second row. The front row was reserved for major clan leaders and Shanghai City's top-tier ability users. Su Ran's father Su Xiao and Xiao Fu's father Xiao Gaojia happened to sit side by side. Su Xiao held high standing within the Su clan and wielded considerable influence across Shanghai City. His family possessed immense wealth. Xiao Gaojia was the city's richest man. They drew everyone's gaze as spectators closely monitored the students' performance inside. My daughter has been spoiled growing up. Please excuse her temper, Brother Gaojia. Her confidence comes from real strength, so no offense taken. Xiao Gaojia shifted topic toward Lin Bufong. Everyone knows Su Ran has feelings for that boy. What is your take on it? Su Xiao chuckled. Young people lack life experience and exposure to others. With time, she will see things clearly. He is stuck with a grade E gunner job. He will never go far. Sooner or later Su Ran will witness the gap between them. That gap will only widen as they grow older, as their social circles diverge. Eventually they will drift apart. Deep inside the Goblin Rift, Lin Bufong spawned at a random location within the zone. Every entrant appeared in a different spot. To exit, one only needed to focus mentally and say return to town. Teleportation activated once combat ended. Giant ancient trees, each trunk wide enough for 10 adults to link arms around, towered all around him. Green vines hung down from the canopy, sunlight filtering through the leaves onto the ground, painting a scene straight out of a fairy tale. Yet beauty here went hand in hand with mortal danger. Spawn location mattered a great deal. Lin Bufong had studied the rift maps beforehand. 3 biomes existed: grassland, rolling hills, and dense forest. The forest held the highest monster density and yielded the best rewards. Only goblins inhabited these woods. They ruled this territory, having hunted nearly every other living creature to extinction. Forest goblins were also the strongest variant inside the rift, granting generous experience points and dropping loot. Lin Bufong faced one immediate problem: locating goblins. Thick vines and tangled undergrowth heavily obstructed sight lines within the woods. Vision, piercing sight activated. 3 glowing outlines appeared in front of Lin Bufong, marking targets 30 meters, 35 meters, and 50 meters away within the forest. This is incredibly convenient. He could fire directly at marked targets, yet he chose to first observe what he was up against. He crept toward the closest enemy. Climbing up a small hillside, he spotted a goblin roughly 1.5 meters tall below him. Bronze, toned muscles hinted at terrifying physical power. Its massive spiked club would deal devastating damage on impact. Lin Bufong opened its status window. Name: Juvenile Goblin. Level: LV1. HP: 500. Physical ATK: 30. Armor: 50. Magic resistance: 50. Skills: none. Description: I will kill you all. Lin Bufong only cared about its 500 hit points. He would have to aim carefully. Hitting vital spots with the golden minigun could deal 10 damage per bullet, which risked killing the goblin too quickly. 3 years of marksmanship training did not make him reliably land critical hits. Avoiding vital zones, however, proved trivial, especially paired with zero recoil automatic fire. From atop the slope, he drew his golden minigun. Silenced shots activated. High ground is mine, advantage secured. He squeezed the trigger. The golden barrel spun slowly, then whirred at high speed. Rat? Tat, tat, tat. The plastic golden minigun produced soft, muted reports, almost no louder than quiet sighs. Dense streams of plastic bullets poured forth. The noise would not draw other nearby monsters. Vision, piercing sight stayed active, so he would spot incoming threats and flee instantly if needed. 6,000 rounds fired every minute translated to 100 bullets each second. Plastic bullets hammered into the goblin's torso, a spot with comparatively high defense. Strings of system notifications flooded his vision. Permanent physical ATK plus 1 times 15. Permanent physical ATK plus 1 times 35. Permanent physical ATK plus 1 times 88. At first the goblin barely registered the weak blows, but the sheer volume of fire overwhelmed it. 2 seconds in, half its health vanished. It whirled around, scarlet eyes locking onto Lin Bufong on the hillside. It charged uphill, yet perished before it could climb all the way up. Rat? Tat, tat. The 500th bullet landed, no more, no less. Goblin slain. Experience plus 1. Loot dropped. Goblin meat times 1. Permanent life, saving blade plus 1. The goblin let out a shrill shriek. Its body burst apart, dissipating into wisps of vapor. A floating chunk of meat remained where it had stood. Lin Bufong picked it up. It weighed roughly half a kilogram, edible and worth less than 1 gold coin. He stowed it in his inventory and checked his attack power. Physical ATK, 0 actual value, 505. It worked. Slaying 1 goblin had granted him 500 stacks of attack power. Now, if he put the minigun away, 2 normal shots would kill another goblin outright. At level 1, no ordinary fighter could 1-shot a goblin. Even 4-man parties had to fight cautiously against them. Lin Bufong could handle them solo now. All of a sudden, 3 target outlines raced rapidly toward his position. Other goblins had heard the dying shriek and were closing in. Perfect. Silenced shots deactivated. He already held enough firepower to kill goblins in 2 shots, plus 1 life, saving charge. There was no need to play overly safe anymore. As long as he was not swarmed, he could handle anything thrown at him. Soon the 3 goblins arrived at the scene. They looked upward only to see Lin Bufong aiming his golden minigun straight at them. Rat? Tat, tat, tat dash. Permanent physical ATK plus 1 times 999. He opened fire preemptively. Before the goblins could scramble up the slope, all 3 lay dead. 3 goblins slain. Experience plus 3. Loot dropped. Goblin meat times 2, goblin bone times 1. Permanent life, saving blade plus 3. Current total, 4. Physical ATK, 0 actual value, 2005. Now he could truly one-shot individual goblins. foes would end up taking more damage than they even possessed as health. With 4 life-saving charges in reserve, Lin Bufong grew bolder and sprinted deeper into the forest. Found you. He halted to pluck a small, yellow, unknown flower. 6 glowing outlines showed up between 50 and 60 meters out. That marked the maximum range of his vision-piercing sight, though tree cover limited his natural eyesight to shorter distances. This talent could still be improved. More importantly, the sight allowed him to shoot directly at outlines, ignoring all obstacles between him and his target. He raised the minigun and aimed low on each outline, deliberately avoiding headshots that would trigger critical hit damage. Firing straight through tree trunks and tangled foliage, he pulled the trigger. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat bullets struck the silhouettes, spawning streams of -1 damage numbers floating in midair. Because it fired plastic bullets, the effective range of the Gatling was within 50 meters. Beyond that distance, bullets would deviate too much and go to waste. For this reason, Lin Bufong tried his best to get close to his targets before attacking. After all, every single bullet cost 1 point of durability. Durability could be restored by spending gold coins, and the repair cost varied with an item's level and quality. Lin Bufong had no idea how expensive repairs would be for epic-grade gear, but that was fine. Gatling-style machine guns were hardly rare. If he could not afford to repair an epic one, he could always fix something cheaper. 12,000 points of durability were his starting capital, translating directly into 12,000 points of attack power for Lin Bufong. He planned to fire off the remaining bullets to earn some money, so he could buy a decent green-quality machine gun. Rat-a-tat-tat magazine auto-replaced successfully. With 0 recoil, Lin Bufong achieved an astonishing 100% accuracy. There was no denying it. Firing the Gatling non-stop to stack attack power felt absolutely amazing. Permanent physical attack plus 1 times 188 permanent physical attack, plus 1 times 668 permanent physical attack, plus 1 times 888 before the 6 goblins could close to within 5 meters of him. They were all cut down by the extreme rate of fire. Killed 6 goblins, experience plus 6 goblin drops. For portions of meat, 2 bone fragments, 1 worn-out vintage rifle. Permanent number 1 blade plus 6 pieces, current total, 10 pieces physical attack, 0 actual. 5,005 at an attack power of 5,000, ordinary goblins posed no threat to Lin Bufong. Even elite monsters would die in one shot. Did something drop? Lin Bufong walked over to the loot and picked up the rifle. Worn-out vintage rifle, level 1 white-grade gear. Low rate of fire, long attack range. Attack, 515. Durability, 50-50. It was just a common white-grade item, worth almost nothing. It was usually only good for disassembly, worth roughly 1 gold coin. Lin Bufong pressed onward. The goblins' wails drew more than a dozen of them toward him. He retreated to the small hillside and kept pouring bullets down on the approaching horde from the high ground. Auto-reload complete permanent physical attack, plus 2 times 999 permanent number 1 blade, plus 1 times 14 on his 9,000 something shot. His Super Gaudier talent attack only, no defense advanced to 2-star. Super Gaudier talent attack only, no defense 2-star 12/10000. Perspective range doubled recoil suppression enhanced auto-reload speed, increased muffling effect strengthened gain 2 number 1 blades per kill gain 2 permanent physical attack per shot, keep firing. Rat-a-tat-tat. The Gatling's barrels finally stopped spinning. Your epic-grade golden Gatling has reached 0 durability. I've finished stacking. Number 1 blade count, 36 physical attack, 14316. The last goblin charged straight at Lin Bufong, its huge spiked club swinging dangerously close. With 36 number 1 blades active on him, Lin Bufong stayed calm. He did not use a single one. He stowed the Gatling in his backpack and drew his starting weapon, the damaged revolver. He flipped off the safety. He pulled the trigger in an instant. Bang! A deafening crack rang out. Flame burst from the muzzle. An orange bullet tore through the air, burying itself deep in the goblin's skull, piercing through the cranium and flying out the back of its head, trailing a bright line of blood. 11,955. A damage number impossible to see at level 1 floated above the goblin's head. It died instantly, collapsing into a pile of flesh. Killed 15 goblins, experience plus 15 level. LV 125 out of 100, he kept moving forward. Suddenly, a much larger blue box appeared in Lin Bufong's field of view. All previous boxes had been white, which he assumed marked ordinary monsters. He had no idea what blue meant. He moved carefully through the grass and halted roughly 10 meters from his target. Out in the clearing stood a vicious goblin holding a bow, vigilantly scanning its surroundings. At its feet lay the corpse of a girl in a school uniform. From her white skirt and long hair, it was clearly a young woman. Seeing no one nearby, the goblin tore off a limb and began tearing at the flesh, blood splattering as it fed. Lin Bufong quickly opened its status panel. Name: Juvenile Archer Goblin Elite Level. LV 1 HP. 10,000 Physical Attack. 200 Armor. 200 Magic Resistance. 200 Skill. Triple Locked Shot Description: My blood is boiling. 10,000 Hit Points. To Level 1 students, this was a terrifying foe. Its 200-point physical attack could one-shot an ordinary human adult. Its 200-point armor made it nearly immune to ordinary gunfire. And it possessed a special skill. At Level 1, taking it down required tanks to soak damage, healers to support, and damage dealers. Even one tank might not survive its blows. To Lin Bufong, however, the elite monster's health felt far too low. It would die from a single shot. This world operated under a realistic set of rules. Bullets striking heavily armored or non-vital areas dealt greatly reduced damage. Stab someone through the heart, and they die instantly. Stab them in the torso, and they might linger on. Lin Bufong wanted to land several grazing hits to stack more attack power. He pulled out his revolver and spun the cylinder. Click. He aimed at the elite goblin's heavily armored chest. Bang. The bullet hit its right chest plate. Yet Lin Bufong's attack power was so high the armor offered no real protection. Squelch. The projectile punched straight through, sending a mist of blood billowing out from its back. 3,176. Even grazing shots hit this hard. With over 14,000 attack power, nearly every strike dealt catastrophic damage no matter where it landed. Bang. The second shot struck the elite goblin's left foot. 4578. Two grazing hits had already left the elite badly wounded. Before the goblin could draw its bow and unleash its glowing triple locked shot skill, Lin Bufong casually fired a finishing round straight into its head. Full damage landed. 14,526. Damage far exceeding its remaining health. 3 shots granted 6 permanent physical attack points. He was only using his starting revolver. Once it wore out, he could simply throw it away. All things considered, this was an enormous gain. Killed Juvenile Archer Goblin Elite. Experience plus 100. Congratulations. You have leveled up to LV2 level. LV2 25/300 plus 10 free attribute points. Level up washed away all exhaustion. His skin brightened, his vitality surged, and his body felt lighter. His overall strength had jumped to an entirely new tier. Seeing the 100 experience from the elite monster, Lin Bufong sighed. Elite monsters gave massive rewards. Elite spawns were random and unpredictable, so encountering one came down to luck. Even if elites spawned endlessly for him to farm, they could not compare to the experience from the temple. From what Lin Bufong knew, a temple stood outside Zhanghai City. Rumors said clearing it could raise several levels in one run. It dropped guaranteed high-tier materials, rare gear, artifacts, skill books, and even top-tier equipment worth hundreds of millions of gold coins. Unfortunately, the temple required a minimum level of 10. Lin Bufong's immediate goal was to reach level 10 as quickly as possible. Juvenile Archer Goblin, Elite Drops. 1 green-grade Desert Eagle, 10 carbon shards, good loot. Another weapon for his own class. Gunner was an unpopular class, and suitable equipment was notoriously hard to find. To obtain 2 class-specific firearms in quick succession was incredibly lucky. Lin Bufong was holding goblin meat in his arms, and his backpack already held the Gatling. Inventory space was running out. A personal storage bag system existed in this world, though unlocking it cost 300,000 gold coins. Its benefits were highly desirable, an initial 36 slot space. Identical items could be stacked infinitely with no weight limit. It also included on-Thigo durability repair and access to the online player marketplace, eliminating constant trips back and forth. Best of all, it featured autoloot. Even if he had 300,000 gold right now, Lin Bufong would not spend it on storage. He would save it for his sister's medical treatment. He stepped forward to collect the drops, when 2 figures emerged behind him. Lin Bufong had noticed them long before. He had assumed they were fellow students. Both were level 1. With his 10,000 plus attack power, he had not regarded them as any threat. To his surprise, he recognized them. They were lackeys under Xiao Fu, bullies who often harassed other classmates. They had not spotted Lin Bufong yet, and were talking among themselves. She just needed to cooperate with us. Why did she run off like that? We would have compensated her, right? I heard your dad bought you a storage bag key. Did you use it? Why bother? I prefer collecting loot by hand. It feels more real. This Rift world is great. No one can see what we do here, heh. Lin Bufong understood at once. The girl who had died at the elite goblin's hands had been chased here by these two men and had fallen victim to the monster. The two finally noticed Lin Buffon. They froze, then spotted the floating green firearm and 10 fist-sized black carbon shards beside him. Carbon cells for 10 gold each. 10 pieces. Tonight we can treat ourselves to a feast of goblin meat stew, huh? Bang bang permanent physical attack, plus 2 times 2 permanent number 1 blade, plus 2 times 2 shots. Both men collapsed in pools of blood. One had been a B-tier warrior with more than 2,000 HP and a defensive passive ability that could shrug off dozens of ordinary bullets. He had died in one shot regardless. A loot pouch materialized above each corpse, the standard drop for slain player class opponents. These pouches tended to drop whatever the victim had carried most, with fully random contents and quantities. Items not dropped would pass automatically to a designated heir. Lin Buffon had set his sister as his heir. He had heard these two possessed a storage bag key. Let's hope my luck holds. Lin Buffon walked toward the bodies. The gory sight made him nauseous. This was his first time killing another human. Still, remembering their vile behavior dulled his revulsion. He fought down the churning in his stomach. He opened the first pouch. Inside were a bottle of drinking water, several packs of daily necessities, and 558 gold coins. He closed his eyes and opened the second pouch. Even without looking, he saw brilliant golden light flash. When he opened his eyes, the very first item was a glowing golden key. Next to it lay 20,086 gold coins, followed by assorted personal belongings. Gold coins flowed directly into his account, a universal built-in ability. Gold balance. 20,166. Player killing drop rates really are amazing. 20,000 gold coins was an enormous fortune for him. He turned his gaze to the golden key. Storage bag key artifact. Unlocks personal storage bag. Grants autoloot. Portable online marketplace. Portable repair. Initial 36 slots. Additional slots unlocked through combat, exploration, and hidden achievements. 300,000 gold coins worth of value. Lin Bufong's hands trembled slightly with excitement. Use. Storage bag system unlocked the instant it activated. Scattered water bottles, supplies, the green desert eagle, and the 10 carbon shards all flew automatically into his storage. The first slot held carbon times 10. Carbon was a stable, reliable hard currency, generally selling between 812 gold coins apiece, depending on market fluctuations. He opened the marketplace. 10 listing slots came free of charge. More could be unlocked later, and 10 was plenty for now. Carbon traded steadily around 10 gold each. He listed all 10 pieces. They sold instantly. Your listing carbon times 10 has been purchased. 100 gold coins added to balance. Current balance, 20266. The marketplace charged 0 transaction fees, which let some players get rich quick or lose everything. Meat chunks and bone fragments, once tedious to carry, could now be gathered freely. Stacked infinitely inside storage, each piece was cheap individually, but they added up when sold in bulk. Lin Bufong discarded worthless items that could not be traded, keeping only the newly dropped firearm. Desert Eagle LV-1 Fine Grade. Fast rate of fire, supports automatic fire. Heavy recoil. Attack, 918. Durability, 200/200. He moved the golden Gatling from his backpack into storage, then tossed the physical backpack itself inside as well. He tested the portable repair function and selected the golden Gatling. Epic grade LV-1 Golden Vulcan Gatling. Full repair of 12,000 durability costs 1,200,000 gold coins. Lin Bufong took a deep breath. He reframed his thinking. He had essentially gained the equivalent value of 1.2 million gold coins for free. Still, now that his attack power was already stacked so high, the Gatling held little practical use. If he was lucky, he might loot another machine gun. It might not match the Gatling's fire rate, yet its ammunition would be far cheaper. If none dropped, he could buy one easily on the marketplace. The only remaining niche for the golden Gatling was its property of locking displayed physical attack to 0. In the distant future, once he was wealthy, he could use it to farm attack points at a rate of roughly 2 permanent attack for every 100 gold spent on repairs. Next he checked his revolver. White grade LV-1 pistol. Repairing 6 durability points costs 0.12 gold coins. Its full 50 durability would cost roughly 1 gold coin, equating to 50 shots. Repairing it was practically free. Even so, the revolver itself was barely worth 1 gold coin. Repairing it made little sense. He would only consider it if all his other weapons broke and no replacements appeared. Lastly, he looked over his newly obtained free attribute points, ready to allocate them. Name, Lin Bufong class, a tier gunner level, LV-225, 300 HP, 300 mana, 50/50 physical attack, 145/26 magic attack, 30. Physical defense, 10 magic defense, 10 armor pierce, 0 magic pierce, 0 speed, 10 luck, unknown free attribute points, 10 he had no need for more HP, attack power, magic attack, or defense. Luck could not be increased with points. That left armor pierce and speed. Armor pierce ignored a percentage of enemy armor. But if raw damage was high enough, armor barely mattered anyway. Therefore speed was the obvious choice. Speed boosted 4 core stats: attack speed, casting speed, movement speed, and reaction speed. It was perfect for a gunner like him. With number 1 blade granting near-infinite second chances, superb movement and reflexes would let him evade almost all incoming damage. Combined with combat practice, his skill would rise to extraordinary heights. On top of that, higher speed meant he could fire more shots and stack attack power even faster. Put all points into speed. Speed. 20 Lin Bufong felt his body grow noticeably lighter. Moving felt effortless. He left the 2 bullies' bodies for the goblins. For the dead girl, he dug a small grave and buried her properly. He moved onward. His perspective range had doubled to 120 meters, revealing far more enemy boxes all around. He chose his direction based on their density. Where boxes clustered thickly, stronger monsters would almost certainly lie ahead. Bang. Permanent physical attack, +2 bang. Permanent physical attack, +2 bang. Permanent physical attack, +2. As he advanced, one shot brought down one goblin. Even grazing blows killed them outright. Gradually, he noticed far more boxes to the north, well over 500 within his perspective range. Countless more lay outside that radius. Several blue boxes flickered constantly at the edge of his vision, appearing and vanishing as elite monsters patrolled. Lin Bufong raised his revolver and cocked the hammer with his thumb. Silencer activated. There were more than enough monsters already. He had no wish to draw extra aggro. The time for slaughter had arrived. Bang! Each shot required him to recock the hammer. The old-fashioned revolver was cumbersome, yet he could hardly complain when it cost nothing. Permanent physical attack +2 times 4 permanent physical attack, +2 times 6 permanent physical attack, +2 times 18. Before long the revolver hit 0 durability. He threw it away. Broken white-grade weapons were worthless even for disassembly and would only waste marketplace listing slots. He picked up the worn-out vintage rifle, a Mauser M1871. Normally, it required manual loading, but his auto-reload ability skipped that step. He still had to work the bolt to eject spent casings. It boasted long effective range and high precision. Within his 120-meter sight radius, Lin Bufong never missed a shot, not even with the revolver. The rifle was even more accurate. 3 years of practice had not been for nothing. Bang, bang, bang. Permanent physical attack +2 times 2, permanent physical attack +2 times 8, permanent physical attack +2 times 12. Ammunition for the vintage rifle ran dry soon after. He discarded it and equipped his best weapon, the Desert Eagle. Sleek and silver white, it fired in full auto. With auto-reload active, he only needed to hold down the trigger. Ignoring magazine changes, this was the gunner's overwhelming advantage. Even starting with 0 speed, its fire rate outclassed archers by a wide margin. Its 200-point durability dwindled rapidly. 185,160,110. Congratulations. You have leveled up to LV3, free points +26. Level, LV32/700. All free points are still allocated to speed. Lin Bufong calculated that only 15 minutes had passed since he entered the rift, and he was already level 3. Most of that time had been spent stacking attack power and other stats. He had only truly started farming massive amounts of experience just now. Who was it that said, "I wouldn't even hit level 3 on my first day"? Thanks to Lin Bufong's long attack range, most goblins never even spotted him. Only a small number detected his position and charged forward, only to get shot and die halfway to him. Moreover, as Lin Bufong ventured deeper into the forest, more and more status boxes popped up around him, far too many to count. The goblins he had slain earlier had dropped plenty of useful loot. Ignoring meat and bones for the moment, carbon dropped even from ordinary goblins, albeit at a low drop rate. Scattered across his kills, he had collected 8 pieces in total. In terms of equipment, more than a dozen white-grade items had dropped, 2 of which were usable by gunner classes. That translated to 100 free bullets. Woo-woo. A horn blared in the distance. 3 blue boxes appeared in Lin Bufong's field of view. Elite monsters. Elite goblins had spotted Lin Bufong's position and blown their horns. rallying hordes of surrounding goblins to charge straight toward him. Bang bang bang. 3 shots rang out, and the 3 elite goblins were instantly killed. Killed Strong Goblin Elite, EXP plus 100 times 2. Killed Goblin Captain Elite, EXP plus 300. Lin Bufong never even got a clear look at their appearances. He only watched the blue boxes vanish. 36 pieces of carbon, 2 green-grade pieces of equipment, and 1 blue-grade piece flew directly into his backpack. He listed the carbon on the player market right away, since each stack only occupied 1 inventory slot. Your listed carbon times 44 has been purchased 8 times. 80 gold coins automatically received. Current balance, 20346. Your listed carbon times 10 has been purchased 6 times. 60 gold coins automatically received. Current balance, 20406. Your listed carbon times 10 has been purchased 15 times. 150 gold coins automatically received. Current balance, 20556. Of the 2 green-grade pieces of equipment, one was incompatible with the gunner class, so he put it up for sale. He would discard it if no buyer turned up. The other was a pair of boots fit for Lin Bufong's gunner class, granting a fixed movement speed bonus. Woven straw shoes LV1, fine quality, grants fixed movement speed bonus, small bonus to vitality and defense. Durability, 180/180. After putting them on, Lin Bufong felt as if he could fly. His movement speed rose drastically. Though the 3 elites were dead, thousands of goblins had already locked onto Lin Bufong's location. Faced with such overwhelming numbers, Lin Bufong's gaze drifted to the blue-grade weapon in the 7th slot of his backpack. Browning M1919A4 machine gun LV1 refined. Extremely high rate of fire, 800-1200 rounds per minute. Comes with tripod. Effective range 1000 meters. Attack power, 9 to 18. Durability, 2000/2000. What was there to hesitate about? Silencer deactivated. The more, the better. Lin Bufong climbed onto a large tree branch, hefting the 50-gene machine gun. He opened fire nonstop at every enemy box in front of him. Bullets swept forward like a harvester reaping wheat. Wave after wave of goblins fell in pools of blood. Though the machine gun's base attack power looked unremarkable, its actual damage output was enormous. Goblins caught at close range were cut clean through by bullets and killed instantly. Headshots blew their heads completely apart. Killed 1 goblin, EXP plus 1 times 99. Killed 1 timid goblin, EXP plus 2 times 28. Congratulations. You have leveled up to LV4, free points plus 36. Congratulations. You have leveled up to LV5, free points plus 43. Level, LV5 15/2000. All free points from both level ups went straight into speed. Speed, 125. Now at LV5, the goblin horde showed no sign of thinning. More kept pouring in. Bring it on. Lin Bufong knew this was a rare chance to shoot up multiple levels in one go. His bullets were completely exhausted. Over 2,000 portions of meat and bone had dropped, more than 100 pieces of carbon, and piles of gear filled his backpack. Lin Bufong listed everything on the market, meat and bones included. Sale notifications kept popping in one after another. His gold balance climbed by more than 2,000. Then the Browning machine gun ran out of ammunition. LV1 blue-grade Browning machine gun. Repair full, 2,000 durability costs, 500 gold coins. Repair costs for blue-grade gear were somewhat steep. Still, this machine gun was incredibly effective and satisfying to use. At 0.25 gold coins per bullet, it was practically free firepower. Repair, minus 500 gold coins. Current balance, 22656. Browning M1919A4 machine gun durability restored to 2,000 out of 2,000. The instant the repair finished, Lin Bufong squeezed the trigger all the way down. When bullets ran dry, he clicked repair again. Minus 500 gold coins, minus 500 gold coins, minus 500 gold coins. Flames spurted from the muzzle like the scythe of death, mowing down goblins far away. Nearly every bullet found its target. This demanded precise trigger control and real skill. Lin Bufong had trained for 3 full years, 1,095 days, 6 hours each day, over 6,500 hours total. He could account for every bullet's deflection. He understood air temperature, humidity, and shooting angles. He memorized enemy weak points and the adjustment needed for moving targets. All of that knowledge was burned deep into his mind and instincts. He thought of the 500,000 surgery fee for his younger sister, and the disdainful stares others gave him for being an E-rank gunner. I don't crave victory. I just refuse to lose. Rat-a-tat-tat. More bullets. placed with even greater precision, wove a deadly net, crushing every goblin into mangled flesh. Intense combat. Tag me if you have better artwork. Image provided by Yi Suning. Lin Bufang's fingers ached terribly. Every time his body neared its breaking point, he pushed onward, relying on the full stat restoration from leveling up. He lost track of time. It might have been 30 minutes. It might have been an hour. His whole body screamed with soreness. All 10 fingers had gone numb. This intense, sustained trigger pulling could not be fully offset by level-up healing alone. He was giving it everything he had. Without recoil cancellation, he would have long collapsed from exhaustion. Without the tripod for support, he could never have lasted so long. Everything had aligned just right. The forest fell utterly silent. Not a single enemy box remained within sight. Along the way, Lin Bufang had slain many elite monsters. He paid them no mind, continuing his relentless slaughter. Once, an elite goblin had sneaked up from underground and landed a stealth strike. It emptied his health bar, triggering his life-saving passive. Even so, he had killed it. Just how great were the gains from this slaughter? Lin Bufang had no idea. First, he checked his gold balance. Current gold balance, 56. More than 20,000 gold coins had dwindled down to 56. He checked the timer. 1.5 hours had passed in total. What did that mean? He had fired 80,000 bullets in 90 minutes. 80,000 rounds. Lost in battle, he had not spared a glance at his level. Level, LV9 27,000/28,000. He was level 9. Only 1,000 more experience points, and I get kicked out of the rift. That's insane. For Jianhai City, the previous all-time high inside this rift was level 7. Lin Bufang had blown past that threshold by 2 levels, and was about to push even higher. Lin Bufang assigned his remaining free points to speed and opened his character panel. Name, Lin Bufang. Class, E-rank, gunner level. LV9 27,000/28,000 health. 3,500/3,500 mana. 160 its physical attack. 171360 magic attack. 90 physical defense. 230 magic defense. 70 speed. 470 luck. Unknown free points. 0 talent. Super God Tier 2 star equipment. Browning M1919A4 machine gun. 170,000 physical attack power. Across 80,000 shots, Lin Bufang's aimed fire accuracy reached 93.6%. Lin Bufang was fairly satisfied with that figure. Even as his fingers went numb later in the fight, his rising speed stat improved his marksmanship further. Lin Bufang checked his stock of life-saving passive charges. Life-saving passive charges, 161358. He had burned 2 of them during the fight. 2 soft system chimes sounded. 160,000 charges. He wondered how he would ever use them all. Lin Bufang opened his backpack. Numerous white-grade pieces of gear lay scattered on the ground around him, overflowing from his full inventory. He paid no attention to white-grade loot whatsoever. From green-grade drops, he picked out a matching set for himself. Blue-grade drops were far rarer. A regular blue-grade item sold for around 500 gold coins. During this nationwide exam-level grind event, unwanted blue-grade gear sold quickly. 33 of his 36 inventory slots held blue-grade equipment. 7 more were already listed on the market. Carbon, meat, and bone each occupied fixed stack slots. 40 blue-grade items would net roughly 20,000 gold coins. Among them was a blue-grade Desert Eagle. Its fine craftsmanship made Lin Bufang quite fond of it, and he planned to keep it as his backup weapon. His primary weapon stayed the Browning M1919A4 machine gun. Beyond equipment drops, meat and bone tallied over 100,000 units. Individually cheap, their sheer volume would sell for more than 30,000 gold coins. The biggest haul of all was carbon. Total drops, 8,678 pieces, worth close to 90,000 gold coins on the market. All in all, this single massive slaughter brought Lin Bufang total gains exceeding 130,000 gold coins. Lin Bufang felt a surge of excitement. How could he not? If low-level LV1, LV5 mobs yielded such absurd profits, he could barely imagine what rewards awaited out in the open wilderness or within temple ruins. He pressed deeper into the forest. The Goblin Rift held little more for him. The strongest goblins here capped at LV5, and even bosses only dropped LV1 gear. A real man headed out into the open world. Multiple items you listed have been purchased. Current balance, 85,758 gold coins. He waited 10 minutes on the spot, selling off more than a dozen blue-grade pieces at a discounted price, and picked up leftover blue-grade gear. Useless green and white-grade scraps were discarded. He moved onward. His plan was to kill a few more monsters, hit level 10, exit the rift, and keep pushing toward the money needed for his sister's medical bills. Yet he walked for more than 10 minutes without spotting a single monster. No monsters, and no other students either. That's strange. Could I have wiped out every monster in this whole zone? In other sections of the forest, everyone steered well clear of Lin Bufang's location. How can even LV-1 mob spawn a monster tide like this? Nobody go north. It's way too dangerous over there. 5 more minutes of walking past, and through the tree canopy, more than 10 boxes appeared. Green boxes, a group of fellow students. Lin Bufang walked toward them, intending to ask where he could find more monsters. Straight ahead, several girls came running toward him in clear terror. They froze the moment they laid eyes on him, then brightened with relief. Bufang, what a coincidence, you're here too. They immediately shouted out a warning. Bufang, run with us. There's a boss right behind us. Dozens of meters tall, taller than the trees. It has terrifying stats, 300,000 health points. Its attack power tops 1,000. Hearing about a boss, Lin Bufang smiled. No need to hunt random mobs now. Taking down one boss ought to push him over the line. He walked straight past the fleeing students, heading toward the direction they had run from. Bufang, come back. It's deadly there. Several girls hurried after him, trying to stop him from charging into certain death. But none of them could match Lin Bufang's movement speed. With 470 speed points, every available free point poured into speed, no other examinee in this batch could outpace him. 3 seconds later, 120 meters away, a gigantic red box came into view. You had to tilt your head all the way back to see its full outline. Even without his status display vision, he could make out its huge, pointed green-eared head. Name, Dual Pistol Goblin Chieftain. Boss, Level, LV5, Health, 300,000, Physical Attack, 1200, Armor, 1000, Magic Resistance, 1000, Damage Reduction, 20%, Description, Roar. Someone's crashing the party. 300,000 health, 20% damage reduction. Against 170,000 attack power, that defense and mitigation barely mattered at all. Lin Bufang thought it almost laughable. Without hesitation, he raised his Desert Eagle. Bang, bang, bang. 3 shots in quick succession. All 3 hit headshots. Truth be told, even without 3 years of grueling training, a target this huge was nearly impossible to miss. Still, for archers and other classes, landing headshots would not be enough to bring the boss down. First, the boss possessed high defense. Second, it had health regeneration. Third, and most threatening of all, its attack range was enormous. Fighting it demanded careful tank, threat management, and skilled healers. Though the Goblin Chieftain was only LV5, the students were all low-level themselves. The rift capped all participants at level 10. Taking this boss normally required at least 20 people. A minimum of 5 tanks were needed to hold aggro. Insufficient healers meant party members would die. Every other role had to perform perfectly, and fallen members needed immediate replacement, or the whole fight collapsed. The boss's health bar evaporated in an instant. Permanent physical attack, plus 2 times 3. Before its health bar even finished updating, the boss's huge body was flung sideways. Its form dissolved into surging red mist, and the health bar vanished completely. Whoosh! Thousands of streaks of blue light burst forth. Carbon poured out of the boss's corpse. Then another bright blue flash, a fine-quality piece of equipment. That was not all. A purple beam of light flashed next, revealing an upper-body piece of armor apparently meant for mages. Lin Bufang's eyes widened. Under normal circumstances, LV-1 purple-grade gear sold for roughly 5,000 gold coins. But during this exam-level grind period, players below level 10 could only equip LV-1 items. Thus, LV-1 rare-grade gear fetched extremely high prices right now. For a class-specific good piece, buyers would pay over 50,000 gold. Supply could not keep up with demand. Mage was a highly popular class. Lin Bufang was thinking how huge this windfall was, when an impossibly brilliant pink beam erupted from the boss's drop pile. Did it really drop top-tier loot? Lin Bufang felt both shocked and excited. Pink signified artifact-grade equipment. Drop rates were abysmally low, and such items rarely appeared on the market. Over the past few years, Lin Bufang had only ever seen pictures online. He had never once touched an artifact himself. An LV-1 artifact was extraordinarily rare. During this event, they were practically priceless, with no sellers to be found. Lin Bufang leaned in to see exactly what artifact had dropped. Clang! Then a blinding golden flash lit up the distance. What on earth? Floating toward him was a skill book. Skill books most often bound to whoever picked them up. If the skill did not match your class, you could consume it as skill experience material. Tradable skill books on the market were random roll items. They frequently failed to grant skills, cost astronomical sums, and gave useless abilities. For decent skills, farming them yourself was the only real path. Yet self-farm skill books were extremely rare, second only to artifacts in drop rarity. Heart racing, Lin Bufong checked the skill book first. Take this, Giant Strike 1, Star Gunner exclusive. It was actually for gunners. Lin Bufong quickly checked his own status, half, joking that he hoped nothing terrible had befallen him. He skipped over lifespan checks and read the skill description. Description: treat your next bullet as 2 shots next star rank, 3 shots. No cooldown. Costs 10 mana. This skill was excellent, vastly stronger than so-called critical strike. It effectively doubled damage output. Each star rank would multiply damage further. For a high attack build like Lin Bufong's, the power boost was enormous. Lin Bufong then inspected the artifact, great equipment. All loot and materials automatically flew into his backpack. This single boss dropped 3,000 pieces of carbon. Roughly speaking, that alone guaranteed 30,000 gold coins in base value. Risk brought reward. Normally 20 players would fight this LV5 boss. If they succeeded, each participant walked away with about 1,500 gold coins. That 1,500 was little more than hazard pay. Fighting meant risking your life and wearing down equipment durability. If lucky, extra gear or rare drops meant bigger profits. If the party leader obtained a skill book, they would hand out bonus gold to teammates. Your listed carbon times 7485 has been purchased 100 times. 1,000 gold coins automatically received. Current balance, 91387. Your listed ancient cross has been purchased 1 time. 458 gold coins automatically received. Current balance, 91845. He had just sold several blue, grade items, freeing backpack slots to store the artifact and skill book. The rare mage upper body armor boasted solid overall stats and a health bonus, quite well made. As for the artifact, LV1 Goblin's Verdict Staff artifact, extremely fast casting speed. Magic attack, 40 to 80. Magic attack, plus 10%. On hit, 5% chance to summon 3 goblin captains. Cooldown, 5 minutes. Summon goblin captains last for 1 minute. Durability, 2500/2500. Truly top tier. Its base stats were outrageous, among the absolute best weapons available for levels 1 through 10. The 10% magic attack bonus let it remain viable even up to level 15. On top of that, it could summon 3 goblin captains to add extra firepower. Imagine competing in this level, grind exam, while wielding an artifact. You would pull far ahead of every other participant. Defeated duel, Pistol Goblin Chieftain, EXP, plus 1000. Congratulations. You have leveled up to LV10. Your level exceeds the maximum allowed within the Goblin Rift. You will be teleported to the Rift entrance in 3 seconds. Achievement unlocked. Unprecedented level, up speed. Requirement: reach level 10 within 3 hours on the 2nd day of class awakening. Reward: permanent plus 28 backpack slots. Backpack capacity increased. Backpack capacity, 64 slots. The scenery blurred around Lin Bufong, and he was teleported outside. Some distance away, the girls had only heard 3 sharp gunshots ring out. Then they watched the chieftain's massive head blow apart. Holy cow, Lin Bufong one shot, killed the boss in 3 shots. It hit them hard. If they did not grind harder, they would not even keep up with Lin Bufong's trail. Outside the Goblin Rift, at the observation stand, numerous important figures from Jianghai City watched the rift exit. Students stumbled out one after another, some wounded, some realizing they could not handle monster combat and choosing to give up. Others exited to buy gear from nearby shops. Su Rant's father Su Xiao shook his head slightly. Proper equipment ought to be prepared beforehand. The rift itself has unlimited free entry, but exiting and re-entering wastes precious time. You might even spawn at the far edge of the map next time. Beside him, Xiao Fu's father Xiao Gaojia thought of Lin Bufong. Speaking of which, Lin Bufong never bought any gear. He's supposed to be pretty capable. 3 hours have passed, and he hasn't come out once. Several onlookers laughed. He's probably just too proud to show defeat. An E-rank gunner going in alone. He might not even beat a regular little wild boar. I recall last year's top examinee hit level 7 on day 1. That set the city record. Wonder if we'll see any surprises this time. Xiao Gaojia chuckled. I'd say, Brother Su's daughter has great potential. She got a God-tier automatic pistol, paired with an S-rank class, so her damage output is maxed out. With 1 warrior and 1 damage dealer backing her up, the 3 of them gain more experience than a 4-man team. My boy Xiao Fu isn't that lucky. His mage, class weapon is only rare tier. He hasn't gotten his hands on any god tier gear. Su Zhao's mouth curled into a faint smile. You flatter me. I think your Xiao Fu might be the biggest dark horse here. His area of effect attacks are perfect for leveling fast. Sure, he's got AoE, but his damage is still somewhat lacking. Right after that, Xiao Gaojia shifted the topic toward Lin Bufong. I wonder what level classmate Lin Bufong has reached. He's also a gunner. The gunner class isn't something just anyone can handle. I doubt he'll even hit level 2 after a full day. Xiao Gaojia's tone carried a hint of mockery. His intention was plain. Since Su Zhao's daughter Su Ran was fond of Lin Bufong, he wanted to humiliate Lin Bufong in front of all these important figures, and in turn embarrass Su Xiao. An E-rank gunner. Shouldn't Su Xiao make his daughter stay far away from him? Su Xiao glanced around and shook his head slightly. He knew he had to respond. Otherwise, the Su family's dignity would be tarnished because of an E-rank gunner. Young people sometimes only care about looks and overlook everything else. It's innocent, it's sweet. But no matter what Su Ran thinks, as long as I'm alive, Lin Bufong will never set foot in our household. Xiao Gaojia felt immense relief after hearing those words. With Su Zhao's statement, there was zero possibility of a romantic or marital relationship between Lin Bufong and Su Ran. Just then, the rift flickered. A young man dressed entirely in black, with long jet, black hair and sharp, piercing eyes, stepped out. Xiao Gaojia recognized Lin Bufong at a single glance. Oh, if it isn't Lin Bufong. You actually made it out. Mockery showed on his face. Yet as Lin Bufong drew closer, the mockery faded away, replaced by utter shock. Good heavens, his displayed level is wrong. Everyone's eyes turned toward him. Wait, level 10? Lin Bufong hit level 10? In only 3 hours? How is that even possible? Xiao Gaojia's face flushed bright red. Feeling all the eyes fixed on him, he covered his face with his hands, unwilling for others to see his expression. The embarrassment was overwhelming. He had just been belittling Lin Bufong, only for Lin Bufong to slap him in the face with his level. He looked like a complete fool. Su Xiao was even more stunned. He glanced at the historical leaderboard posted by the Rift Gate. Sure enough, the top spot had changed hands. Lin Bufong's name was now in first place. Reaching level 10 within 3 hours on the first day, what did that mean? He had not only broken the all-time record, but surpassed the old record by 3 full levels. Every level required far more experience than the one before it. Surpassing the record by 1 level marked astonishing talent. Surpassing it by 2 levels meant total dominance. Surpassing it by 3 levels defied all logic. Nobody could fathom how Lin Bufong had pulled it off. Yet the facts spoke for themselves. Barring accidents, Lin Bufong would become one of the most extraordinary geniuses in history. He shot Xiao Gaojia a sharp, hostile glance. He wanted to slap himself. Why couldn't he hold his tongue? If he'd stayed quiet for just 10 more seconds, he would never have said those words. Thinking about how his daughter had always liked Lin Bufong, he told himself his daughter had inherited his good judgment. He stood up and walked forward enthusiastically. Young Lin, hello. Lin Bufong shot him a glance and completely ignored him. Su Zhao's outstretched hand froze mid-air. Lin Bufong did not know him. He did not know any of these officials. There was no point greeting strangers. What respect would he gain? All that so-called respect was earned through Lin Bufong's demonstrated strength and potential. What he wanted was a seat among the front-row figures, to stand on equal footing with them, or even make them look up to him. Ignoring everyone else, Lin Bufong walked over to Principal Wang. I heard you've always thought E-rank classes are worthless? Principal Wang was equally shocked by level 10. It was an unbelievable feat, even so, scorn lingered in his expression. I still hold that view. You may have gotten lucky and dominated the Goblin Rift, but what about later? E-rank classes have abysmal base stats. You won't go far. Several teachers nearby shook their heads, choosing not to contradict him. Many students who had graduated under Principal Wang had risen to high positions across Great Xia despite holding E-rank classes. Often, classes that were trampled and buried in the dirt were the ones that could bloom into new vitality. Lin Bufong turned and left. An elderly teacher looked toward Principal Wang. Wang Pan, you've just made an enemy of him. Look at your former students. Hardly any come to visit you during festivals. Was that really necessary? Wang Pan remained impassive. I care little for such things. He's only an E-rank class holder. He cannot hurt me. What can he possibly do? But the moment Lin Bufong's back was turned, he abruptly spun around and wiped sweat from his forehead. This young man might very well grow strong enough to defeat him someday. Xiao Gaojia took Wang Pan's words to heart. True enough. E-rank classes have a low ceiling. Lin Bufong is merely lucky. Hey, old Su. Old Su. He turned around and found Su Xiao had moved 10 meters away, clearly trying to distance himself. Meanwhile, Lin Bufang boarded a bus heading for the south gate of Zhanghai City, planning to head straight outside the city to hunt monsters. He had sold off all his carbon, crafting materials, and blue quality gear. Current balance, 141,578 gold coins. While riding the bus, he listed one rare, tier piece of equipment and one god, tier piece on the player auction house. The rare, tier item was a mage's upper body armor. Similar pieces normally sold for around 30,000 gold coins. Occasionally listings popped up at 20,000 gold coins, but unbound stock was instantly snapped up. Someone was artificially manipulating market prices. A level 1 purple item ordinarily sold for only 3,000 to 5,000 gold coins. During the National Vocational Assessment period, scalpers had driven prices up tenfold. Lin Bufang benefited from this market inflation. He listed his armor at 50,000 gold coins to test demand, ready to lower the price if no buyers appeared. Next, he studied his god, tier equipment. Level 1 god, tier items were similarly overpriced during this period. Most went for over 100,000 gold coins, even though many were flashy trinkets with mediocre stats, good mostly for display. Dozens of god, tier mage staves were already listed. None had stats comparable to his, yet the highest listing hit 250,000 gold coins. Lin Bufang thought it over and set his listing price at 360,000 gold coins. He needed roughly 360,000 gold coins to cover his younger sister's medical expenses for surgery. He assumed the price, 100,000 gold coins above market average, would take a while to sell. Contrary to his expectations, barely 10 seconds after posting, 2 system notifications popped up one after another. Your listed apprentice's upper garment, E-Rare, has been purchased. 50,000 gold coins automatically added to your balance. Current balance, 191,578 gold coins. Your listed Goblin's Verdict Staff, God, tier, has been purchased. 360,000 gold coins automatically added to your balance. Current balance, 551,578 gold coins. Lin Bufang got off at the next stop, hailed a taxi, and headed straight for the hospital. Inside the ward, he saw his younger sister lying unconscious, gaunt and frail, with feeding tubes attached. He deposited 500,000 gold coins toward her medical bills. The doctor reassured him, "Rest assured, young man. Leave the rest to us." A heavy weight lifted off Lin Bufang's chest. Doctors and nurses watched his exhausted, retreating figure, then glanced back at the patient in bed, filled with sympathy. "You have a wonderful older brother." Leaving the hospital, Lin Bufang took another taxi toward the south gate. He kept an eye on the auction house. The god, tier staff he had just sold was relisted right away. Its price had jumped from 360,000 to 500,000 gold coins. Inside the Goblin Rift, Xiao Fu chopped at monsters while refreshing the auction house interface. He had spotted a newly listed level 1 god, tier staff, but before he could examine its stats, someone else had bought it. Now it was resold for 140,000 gold coins more. Damn those profiteering middlemen. A level 1 god, tier item was only useful before level 10. Ordinary players might use it until level 15, but Xiao Fu's family had already prepared level 10 gear for him. Now he would have to spend 500,000 gold coins for a disposable level 1 piece of equipment. By tomorrow, its value would likely drop below 50,000 gold coins. Though Xiao Fu's family was wealthy, throwing that much money away stung badly. After hesitating, Xiao Fu gritted his teeth and completed the purchase. He had no other choice. He needed every possible advantage to race up the levels. Who was making all this money? Middlemen profited the most in such trades. They did not fight monsters at all. They simply bought low and resold high, netting a quick 140,000 gold coin profit. Yet there was risk. If the item failed to resell, their investment would be trapped. As time passed, their 360,000 gold coin cost could turn into a total loss. High reward always came paired with high risk. For Lin Bufang, there had been zero risk. Pure profit of 360,000 gold coins. Speculators and profiteers had only helped him earn more. His infinitely stacking attack power rendered all such risks meaningless to him. It meant endless potential returns. When he reached the city gate, guards stopped him. He looked very young, and his identification was only a student ID. Students are forbidden from leaving the city on the first day. Didn't you know? Lin Bufang displayed his glowing level tag, level 10. Guard, good heavens. You are permitted to leave the city, but, young man, bear this in mind. The official level requirement for leaving the city is 10, yet most level 10 vocation Holders stay within the city's slime and cat demon rifts. Outside the walls, level 15 monsters are commonplace. Level 20 foes can appear, and even stronger ones roam about. There is no law out in the wild. Prioritize your own survival above everything else. If you are heading for the temple, there will be a direct transport tomorrow. Are you absolutely certain you want to go? Very well. I suggest you only wander right around the gate. The city-based rifts offer decent rewards as well. Are you really sure you want to go? Tomorrow there will even be teachers accompanying groups out. Are you truly set on this? The guard repeated his warnings over and over. The queue behind grew restless. Just let him go. What are you holding him up for? The guard shot them a sharp glare. This kid hasn't even taken the national assessment, and he hit level 10 on day 1. Do you understand what that means? Those words silenced the crowd. Everyone stared at Lin Bufong in shock. Level 10 for real. He smashed the all-time historical record. 3 whole levels above the old mark. A genius of this caliber is from our Jianghai city? Suddenly no one in the queue was in a hurry anymore. Many joined in trying to persuade him. Kid, think of your family. The wilderness is deadly. Encountering giant beasts is unlikely, but other people are the real danger. Robbery is minor. Violent fights happen without consequence out there. That's right. Keep grinding inside the city. 2 more rifts can get you to level 13 easily. Why not wait until level 13 before venturing out? Lin Bufong politely declined all their well-meant advice. Why waste time fighting weak monsters when powerful ones waited outside? People randomly attacking others out in the wild? That suited him fine. He was ready for a fight too. Seeing that Lin Bufong would not change his mind, 3 different teams immediately extended invitations. Join our party. If anyone messes with you, we'll back you up. Don't join their lousy group. Stick with us, ladies. We won't steal your experience. Lin Bufong turned every offer down. He had not expected such warm-hearted support. He could see a special glimmer in their eyes, hope and genuine fondness. Judging by his plain clothes and ordinary demeanor, they could tell he came from a humble background. To them, Lin Bufong was one of their own. They had all struggled for survival and fought for their loved ones, had once stood at the national assessment stage, yet never gotten far. They did not want to see him throw his life away. They hoped he would go far. He represented ordinary people of Jianghai City. He represented them. Lin Bufong finally set off alone past the city gate. In an instant, his figure vanished amid ruins and dust. How is he moving that fast? I'm level 15, and I cannot catch up to him at all. Let it be. He knows his own mind. Hope fortune favors him. Lin Bufong wore a face mask to block dust from his nose and mouth. What had once been prosperous cities outside the walls now lay in ruins, destroyed by rampaging giant beasts. Dangerous high-level monsters lurked among the wreckage. Vocation, holders could also hide in the shadows. Peril surrounded everything. Even if Lin Bufong did nothing more, level 10 on the first assessment day guaranteed admission to a combat university. Yet his ambition stretched far beyond that. He was determined to get into Qingyun University. After walking 300 meters, a rectangular outline appeared at the edge of his clairvoyance vision. Lin Bufong advanced slowly, wanting to examine the wild monster's status panel. 15 meters away, behind a fractured concrete wall, he halted. Peering through cracks in the masonry, he spotted a massive azure wolf standing amid weeds beside half-melted asphalt. Name: Azure Wolf. Level 10. HP: 10,000. Physical attack: 500. Armor: 5,000. Magic resistance: 200. Skills: Windwalk. Description: a wild zone monsters were true threats. Creatures inside rifts were merely juvenile targets by comparison. This level 10 Azure Wolf only had 10,000 HP, yet its armor value was half that number. 200 armor could already block most bullets. 5,000 armor meant even artillery might fail to kill it. One could only imagine what humanity had endured when these monsters first descended upon the world. A single Azure Wolf could crush an entire army. Universal vocational awakening might not have been ideal, but it had been humanity's only option. His index finger settled against the cold trigger of his Desert Eagle. He aimed straight at the wolf's head and squeezed. Bang! Bullets traveled at 470 meters per second, 1.37 times the speed of sound. Even so, the Azure Wolf tilted its head slightly and dodged effortlessly. A gust of wind swept past, and the wolf vanished from its spot. Lin Bufong felt a chill along his spine. Before fear could register, he rolled forward, spun around instantly, and fired 3 successive shots backward. Sure enough, the Azure Wolf had crossed more than 10 meters in the blink of an eye to strike from behind. If Lin Bufong had not allocated all his free stat points to speed, he would never have reacted in time and would have taken the full force of the wolf's assault. His mismatched green, quality gear could barely withstand a single hit. That was why vocation holders almost always formed parties outside the city. Warriors held aggro, priests healed, and kept watch. Injury was trivial, death was a real possibility. The first 2 bullets narrowly missed the wolf. The third shot, however, was aimed to intercept its evasive path. It could dodge the first 2 rounds, but the third would land no matter how it twisted. The azure wolf's eyes flickered with contempt. What harm could 1 bullet possibly do? The projectile tore through its snow, white fur, and pierced its chest, leaving a bright red trail of blood. 164,578 disbelief shone in the azure wolf's eyes. A level 10 gunner with only a blue quality Desert Eagle and ragged green gear had dealt over 160,000 damage. Its total HP had only been 10,000. 1 shot left it with negative 15,000 health. A woolly azure wolf let out a shrill, mournful howl mixed with wariness, warning nearby pack members to stay far away from this area. Killed 1 azure wolf. Experience plus 100. Level 10 100/163,600. The corpse dropped 10 units of carbon, 1 wolf claw, and 1 snow white pelt. Unlike rift monsters, wild zone monster corpses did not disappear. The wilderness was deadly, yet its rewards far outstripped rift dungeons. Every azure wolf guaranteed 10 carbon units worth 100 gold coins. The sharp wolf claw had many practical uses, valued at 5 gold coins. The magically imbued wolf pelt was useful for alchemy crafts, worth 15 gold coins. A 4-man party hunting 10 such wolves each day earned far more than regular labor. Lucky drops of rare gear or skill books brought massive profit, yet danger was ever present. Pressing onward, Lin Bufong no longer bothered observing monster appearances. He opened fire directly at 3 distant outlines 100 meters away. Bang, 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 2 of the 3 shots missed. Wild creatures possessed extraordinary reflexes. Lin Bufong tested several firearms he had bought from the auction house. Gunners commonly used 5 weapon types: pistols, shotguns, sniper rifles, assault rifles, and machine guns. He purchased one of each and tested them one after another. He uncovered an interesting gameplay mechanic. Assault rifles came with built-in accuracy bonuses, hitting fast, moving targets reliably. Sniper rifles boasted the highest precision of all. Well, aim shots almost never missed. Does this tie into my own speed stat? Lin Bufong took off his straw sandals. He fired again with assault rifle and sniper rifle. His accuracy dropped, and bullet velocity decreased as well. It really is linked. If he raised his speed stat high enough, even ordinary pistols would reliably hit agile foes like the azure wolf. Lin Bufong had originally planned to use sniper rifles as transitional weapons. Then he discovered something even better. Shotguns. This is splash damage. In other words, area of effect damage. Yet in the hands of ordinary gunners, it is hard to bring out its full power. Once a bullet fragments, its damage drops. It can only deal extra high damage when hitting targets at close range. But gunners are ranged units by trade. Firing point blank defeats their very purpose. That said, Lin Bufong has X-ray vision. It is not just framing boxes. It also lets bullets pierce through walls. This means every bullet Lin Bufong fires turns into a net. A single blue wolf can barely dodge it. The extra pellets can even strike other box-marked targets. Bang! 1 bullet splits into 11 projectiles. Each pellet's damage drops to roughly 15,000. Yet that is just enough to one-shot a blue wolf. Holding a white shotgun, Lin Bufong aims at 3 distant markers and pulls the trigger. 1 bullet fragments into 11 pellets, instantly felling 2 blue wolves. The last wolf gets hit, but not in a vital spot, left badly wounded. Lin Bufong fires another round. The pellets spread out in a grid, sealing off every escape route for the wolf. There is nowhere to run. Though he cannot see the wolf clearly, he hears its desperate wail. Blue wolf slain. EXP plus 100 times 3. Permanent physical attack plus 2 times 4. Shotguns are so much fun. This shot got Lin Bufong hyped. Shotguns suffer from slow fire rate and limited range, but paired with X-ray vision, they are a complete overmatch against fast, agile foes. They are also cost-effective. 1 bullet breaks into over a dozen pellets, and every single pellet can independently trigger his talent's attack boost effect. 1 shot equals 11 shots. Shotguns feel terrible for other gunners because of their low per pellet damage. But Lin Bufong's raw attack stat is so high the fragmented pellets still hit devastatingly hard. One-shot kills. Pure bliss. 30 units of carbon, assorted materials, plus 1 level, 10 white, grade piece of gear drift toward him and automatically land in his backpack. LV-10 Beast Hide Trousers, Common Mage. Armor plus 100, Magic Attack plus 1%, Durability 100/100. Equipment covers 9 body parts. Helmet, top, belt, lower garment, boots, ring, necklace, bracelet, weapon. Lin Bufong wears a full set of level 1 green gear, granting decent armor and magic resistance, around 100 points total. Even so, it cannot compare to a single level 10 white, grade item. That is the gap equipment creates. While moving forward, Lin Bufong browses the player auction house, hoping to pick up a better shotgun. He changes his mind after seeing the prices. He only has a little over 50,000 gold coins left, hard, earned savings he cannot waste. Lin Bufong does not rely heavily on gear. His attack power speaks for itself. Further outside the city, dust mixes with sand. His mask cannot block it entirely. He spends 1,000 gold coins on a top, grade gas mask, and instantly feels much better. Money sure makes life easier. He keeps advancing, picking off enemies marked by boxes at the edge of his sight. Bang! Blue Wolf slain. EXP plus 100, permanent physical attack, plus 2 times 2 bang. Adult Goblin slain. EXP plus 200, permanent physical attack, plus 2 times 3 bang. Adult Goblin slain. EXP plus 200, permanent physical attack, plus 2 times 6. Wild goblins are numerous. These adult variants are tall, tough, and fairly dangerous. Lin Bufong barely gets a good look at them before they drop dead. Monster density outside the city is not high. His real destination is Dawn Forest. Besides goblins and other creatures, it holds exceptionally high health foes, minotaurs. Deep within Dawn Forest lies the temple, a perfect spot for fast leveling. The thought of those high health minotaurs fills him with excitement. Perfect for stacking attack power. Just then, 2 green boxes flash on his vision, closing in fast. Green boxes mean human targets, though whether they are friendly remains to be seen. Lin Bufong pretends not to notice and keeps moving, stacking attack power and earning experience as he goes. Soon he hears movement behind him. 2 men crouch and charge at him from beside the wire fence. Lin Bufong spins around. The pair freeze, shocked their stealth has been uncovered. Since you saw us, no more hiding. Do you know who we are? The man in black taps an ornate brooch on his chest, a white blue wolf howl, with small text underneath, Wolf Slayer Guild. Hand over everything you have, and we will spare your life. Lin Bufong smirks. He has heard of the Wolf Slayer Guild. Inside city walls they run legitimate businesses, but out in the wilds they rob everyone they cross, usually killing their victims afterward. Sometimes they kill first and loot later. Lin Bufong whirls, raises his shotgun, and fires point blank at the 2 men. Seeing the gun, they laugh. Naive. You think. The shotgun blast blows half their bodies apart. Their unfinished words die with them. 2 loot pouches float above the corpses. Lin Bufong steps over and opens them. 2,570 gold coins, over 300 units of carbon, plus miscellaneous junk. He takes everything. Gold received, 2570. Current balance, 54,725 gold coins. One shot nets him more than 5,000 gold. Dealing with hostile players pays well. Lin Bufong buys a barrel of gasoline from the auction house. He originally planned to buy a lighter separately, but the gasoline comes with one as a free bonus. He pours gasoline over the mangled corpses. He flicks the lighter and ignites it. Whoosh, flames burn away all evidence. 5 minutes later, both his shotguns run dry. He tosses them into a nearby gully and purchases a new one. His physical attack has climbed by nearly 300 points. He reaches the edge of the ruins. Stretching mountains rise ahead, covered in towering lush trees. The whole forest shimmers under a strange hazy aura, as if shielded by some mysterious force. Sand marks the boundary between ruins and forest. One side is vivid green, the other pitch black, like an invisible barrier separates 2 worlds. According to what Lin Bufong has read, this land was once all ruins. When the temple appeared, supernatural power brought rapid rebirth. Trees sprouted in mere days, forming the forest that has stood unchanged for centuries. Compared to the Goblin Rift, gaps between trees here are wider, travel is easier, and tangled brambles are fewer. Vision grows deeper inside. Drawing near large trees blurs everything past 10 meters into silhouettes. It feels somewhat like nearsightedness, yet without dizziness. Instead, it carries a refreshing, otherworldly atmosphere. Hardly has Lin Bufong walked farther when over 10 boxes pop up in his field of view. The closest one is visible to his naked eye. Name: Green Goblin. Level: LV12, HP: 80,000, Physical Attack: 850, Armor: 30,000, Magic Resistance: 50,000, Skill: Skin Hardening. Description: a magical creature blessed by Dawnforest, boasting extraordinary defensive capabilities. These stats are absurd. Even ordinary mobs in Dawnforest are too strong for solo players. Average parties can barely scratch them. Gunners without armor, penetration weapons would be doing little more than tickling these goblins. Only well-equipped daredevils hunt out here. Goblins move at moderate speed, no tricky maneuvers to fear. Lin Bufong switches to his pistol. Bang! He expected the green goblin to tank the hit. Instead, the foe 2 levels above him dies instantly. Green Goblin slain. EXP plus 350. Glancing at the experience gain, Lin Bufong is unimpressed. These yields cannot compare to the temple. He checks his map. 30+ kilometers still separate him from the temple. It is 10:30 in the morning. If he hurries, he can arrive by 2:30 in the afternoon. He hefts his machine gun and sprints toward the temple. Goblins drop with every shot he passes. His attack power keeps climbing. His experience keeps rising. Loot continuously flies into his backpack. He lists surplus items on the auction house non-stop. His sister's surgery fees are no longer a pressing worry. With his current attack power, future costs pose no problem. He sells all materials and spare gear at rock bottom prices just to free inventory space. His gold coin balance keeps swelling. 5 minutes pass, and he meets his first Minotaur Beast. Name: Minotaur Beast. Level: LV13, HP: 200,000, Physical Attack: 1,000, Armor: 100,000, Magic Resistance: 150,000, Skills: Blood Shield, Heavy Cleave. Description: a magical creature blessed by Dawnforest. Already incredibly tough, forest blessings render it nearly unbreakable. Rat? Tat, tat. Lin Bufong squeezes the trigger, firing full auto at the 5-meter-tall monster. A crimson protective shield manifests before the Minotaur, absorbing part of the incoming damage. 10 bullets land. The Minotaur's health cannot hold. Its massive body crashes to the ground. Permanent physical attack plus 2 times 10. A single Minotaur grants him 20 extra physical attack points. Not bad. Lin Bufong presses onward, shooting at marked targets all around him. His machine gun holds a 1,000-round magazine. He burns through more than 20 magazines. He slays no fewer than 5,000 goblins and minotaurs. Only one elite monster has crossed his path. As he draws nearer to the Dawnforest Temple, monster numbers drop sharply. 5 kilometers out from the temple, mobs are almost non-existent. Lin Bufong checks his level. LV14. Even he finds his leveling pace shockingly fast. Other students are still grinding the Goblin Rift, struggling to hit level 5. He is already level 14. He reached this height simply by wiping out every monster along the shortest route from Jianghai City to the Dawnforest Temple. During this stretch, he equips a full set of level 10 blue, grade lightweight 8, piece armor. The full set bonus adds 50 movement speed, making movement very comfortable. Thanks to his 64-slot backpack, listing items on the auction house costs him almost no time. Current gold balance, 257088. That is without looting high in rare gear. From all those kills, only one purple grade item dropped. Level 10 purple gear drops in the wild and sells for no less than 100,000 gold. After the national exam period, its value will drop drastically, comparable to low-level purple gear, only marginally pricier. Level 10 pink artifact grade gear holds its value far better, though drop rates are abysmally low. The temple has better drop rates. I am almost there. Lin Bufong looks over his talent. 2 minutes ago, his talent advanced to 3 stars. Your super god talent. Attack only, defense 0 has risen to 3-star. Super god talent. Attack only, defense 0 3-star 36/1000000. X. Ray vision range increased to 300 meters. Recoil reduction further improved. Auto reload speed further improved. Suppression effect further improved. Gain 3 undying blades of destiny on every kill. Gain 3 permanent physical attack points on every shot. Name: Lin Bufong. Class E. Rank Gunner. Level LV 14 1260/1860000 HP 11850/12,000 mana 300 physical attack, 2196, 5-2 magic attack, 220 physical defense, 3500 magic defense, 1580 armor penetration, 0 magic penetration, 0 speed, 860 luck, unknown free stat points, 0. Talent, super, god attack, only, defense, 03, star 36/1000000 equipment. Browning M1919A4 machine gun, M200 intervention sniper rifle, lightweight armor set, etc. Skill, take my billion shots 2, star next bullet counts as 3 projectiles. Lin Bufong checks his stock of Undying Blades of Destiny. Undying Blades of Destiny, 209754, far more than he could ever use. He heads toward the temple. Monster density in this woodland falls short of the rift, and as his level rises, low-level foes yield diminishing experience. The temple is his only path to rapid further leveling. The temple sits amid ruins buried deep inside the forest, nothing like the sandy wastelands outside Jianghai City. These ruins sprawl over a huge area. The actual temple lies 5 to 6 kilometers past the ruin perimeter. The moment Lin Bufong steps into the ruins, soft spring, like wind washes over him. EXP+1, EXP+1 continuous notification pop-ups float above his head. It is real. Just standing within the temple's domain passively grants experience. At this rate, leveling up would take ages. Lin Bufong keeps advancing. Then, at the 300-meter limit of his X-ray vision, 6 boxes appear. Green boxes. At their center glows a large blue box. An elite monster. Lin Bufong closes in. Whatever or whoever it is, he intends to claim the elite kill. Soon he is 50 meters from the blue box. Somewhere out of Lin Bufong's sight, 1 hour earlier, hundreds of Wolfslayer Guild members gather beside 2 heaps of broken bones, all that remains of their slain comrades. Someone dared kill our people. Hunt them down. Hundreds march in unison. They pause briefly at the sight of the deaths, then surge toward Dawn Forest at high speed. 30 meters. Lin Bufong grips his shotgun. After a moment's thought, he spends 800 gold coins on a blue-grade shotgun from the auction house. He avoids level 10 variants. They would be hard to resell. Gunner is an unpopular class. Suitable weapons are scarce, overpriced, and cornered by profiteering merchants. This shotgun fires 6 scattered pellets, so damage dilution is far milder. Each pellet carries over 35,000 physical attack power. 20 meters. At 10 meters range, Lin Bufong finally lays eyes on the so-called elite monster. To his surprise, it is human-shaped. Moreover, this figure can talk. Wait, this is a person. On cracked concrete overgrown with tough weeds, a 5-man squad is pressing hard against a lone fighter. That fighter wields a green-edged longsword, moving with steady poise in flowing white robes, sleeves tightly bound for ease of movement. With every sword swing, robes billow like snow. When leaping, he lands without gathering dust. Each strike is sharp and decisive. A face-covering scarf hides their features. Long hair falls, yet gender remains unclear. Lin Bufong cannot read their level, meaning they are more than 10 levels higher than him. Judging from displayed combat power, he guesses roughly level 20. The 5 attackers are around the same level. The white-robed fighter is nearing their limit. A piercing wound bleeds through their left chest, staining half their robe crimson. Even so, their strikes grow fiercer, like a reaper on the battlefield. The squad brings a full composition, warriors, priests, damage dealers, well prepared for the fight. Lin Bufong has no intention of intervening. This quarrel is none of his business. He barely takes 2 steps away when one of the enemy damage dealers spots him. Another combatant. Kill him first. He cannot live to talk about this. The instant the words land, a purple-tinged arrow flies straight toward Lin Bufong's skull, far too fast to dodge. Undying Blade of Destiny activates. 1 consumed. Remaining, 209753. You are poisoned. Sustaining -2,300 poison damage. Fine. Lin Bufong rolls for cover. His shotgun booms, firing toward the 5 assailants. The squad flinches at the gunshot. Then their priest bursts into laughter. I thought we faced some master. Just some low-rank gunner. His laugh dies instantly. 2 shotgun pellets slam into him at once. His health plummets from 99% down to 2%. Both legs are shattered, and he collapses to his knees. What the hell? The priest frantically raises his staff to heal himself. His health climbs back to 20% in an instant. The white-robed fighter reacts instantly. Darting amid incoming arrows, he exploits the squad's momentary distraction and beheads the priest with 1 clean sword stroke. One of the 5 falls. Their critical healer is dead. The remaining 4 panic. Their advantage came almost entirely from the priest's consistent healing. Now the healer is gone, and an unknown gunner deals incomprehensible burst damage. One warrior already lost half his health from 3 pellets. Retreat. Warriors stayed behind to cover the retreat as the rest fled toward the distance. Lin Bufong had no intention of letting them get away. He had only happened to pass by for a look, yet they had tried to kill him outright. The arrow was still stuck in the back of his head, dealing 300 damage every second. Before long, he lost another stack of Ming Dao Si Ming, leaving him with 209,752 remaining. They all had to die? Boom. Lin Bufong gave chase, firing straight at the enemy name boxes. Boom. Boom. 3 consecutive blasts reduced the rearguard warrior to a sieve. His health bar emptied, and he collapsed behind an abandoned car. To his dying breath, he could not understand why taking cover behind the vehicle had failed to block even a fraction of the damage. Permanent physical attack +3. Permanent Ming Dao Si Ming count +3. There we go. His stock of Ming Dao Si Ming was back up. The white-robed girl stared blankly at Lin Bufong, thoroughly stunned. Seeing the poisoned arrow still protruding from his head, she spoke. Buddy, maybe we should pull back. You look like you're on the verge of death. Her voice was neutral, toned, yet carried the soft, melodic lilt of a young woman. Ignoring her, Lin Bufong sprinted forward in hot pursuit. He aimed and fired at the glowing name, boxes. Boom. The 3 survivors, seeing their comrade fall, ran even faster. They were quick, true enough. They had chosen this open area to corner the white-robed girl precisely because there were almost no obstacles in sight. Now, however, that flat, exposed terrain had become their graveyard. Soon, the support class and another warrior went down under the shotgun blasts. The support member died instantly from a headshot, their skull shattered. The warrior clung to the last sliver of life. As Lin Bufong stood over him, he begged, "Boss, spare me. I never even laid a hand on you." A gunshot blew his head apart. Only the archer remained. He ran more than 100 meters, fled the open ground, and ducked behind 2 derelict buildings shielded by 3 successive walls. Leaning against the masonry, he gasped for breath. Safe at last. Lin Bufong instantly switched to his Chaitak M200 intervention sniper rifle and fired at the marker hovering above the buildings. At 100-meter range, combined with Lin Bufong's reaction speed and the rifle's pinpoint accuracy, the shot was nearly impossible to evade. The 27.15 gram .408 Chaitak bullet tore through 3 walls and steel, reinforced concrete barriers in an instant. It pierced the archer's nape and exited through his forehead. A deafening detonation blew apart his brain tissue, splattering tissue and blood across the wall. The archer's fingers slackened, releasing his bow. Lin Bufong halted, his mood considerably lighter. The 5 assailants had wanted him dead to keep him from spilling their secrets. Lin Bufong felt exactly the same way about them. He turned around to find the white-robed girl watching him, plainly alarmed. She hesitated. She made no attempt to run, knowing escape was impossible. "Buddy, I swear I'll forget everything I've seen today. I will never tell a soul. Can you spare my life?" Quiet. More people are coming. The moment Lin Bufong had moved to kill the 5 foes, he had spotted more than 100 figures advancing rapidly from his original position. Their intentions were hostile. By the time Lin Bufong finished off the archer, they were almost upon him. Without hesitation, Lin Bufong clambered onto the hood of a truck and set up his Browning M1919A4 machine gun. He squeezed the trigger, raking fire across the glowing name, boxes 50 meters away. Rat-a-tat-tat. Bullets mowed through the crowd, yet more than 10 of the attackers endured the hail. Piling bodies upon bodies, they pressed forward unflinchingly until they closed to 20 meters. 14 out of 15 warriors had perished under Lin Bufong's fire, yet instead of retreating, the survivors charged harder. At 20 meters, Lin Bufong could make out their features through the drifting sand. Each black-clad fighter bore the Wolfslayer Guild insignia on their chest. Such firepower. They must have great gear. Men, kill him. Kill. Drawing near, they realized only 2 people stood against them, and only Lin Bufong was dealing damage. Rat-a-tat-tat. Streams of bullets mowed down wave after wave of attackers before they could even absorb damage. It dawned on them that this devastating output came from a single man. Even if they succeeded in killing Lin Bufong, barely any of their 100-strong force would live to tell the tale. But their captain was already consumed by bloodlust. Crowd control. Lock him down. At the rear of the formation, a figure raised a staff and began channeling magic. A giant frost sword materialized and streaked toward Lin Bufong from above. Lin Bufong's heart skipped a beat. If he got restrained and swarmed, he would lose hundreds of Ming Dao Si Ming. He tried to reposition, but it was already too late. At that critical moment, the white-robed girl flashed in front of him and took the full force of the frost greatsword. Her body froze, immobilized by ice magic. Seizing the opening, Lin Bufong ducked behind the truck, using cover to keep firing. With 170,000 attack power, every remaining enemy became an easy target once the front line tanks fell. Rat-a-tat-tat. The Wolfslayer Guild captain advanced through the gunfire, shield flickering translucent, until he stood right beside the truck. The final bullet penetrated his skull. Staring at the truck inches from his face, his eyes widened in utter disbelief. How could such a being exist in Zhanghai City? Every last foe lay dead. Lin Bufong stowed the machine gun and knelt excitedly to loot the countless bodies scattered across the ground. He moved from corpse to corpse. The ice effect wore off the white-robed girl, and she trailed behind him. Buddy, you're incredibly strong. Buddy, your level doesn't add up. Buddy, I can help you loot. Buddy, why won't you say anything? 15 minutes later, Lin Bufong had looted even the farthest archer's corpse. He doused all the bodies in gasoline and set them ablaze. Sitting beside the roaring flames, he finally turned to face the white-robed girl. You can go now. She showed no joy at being spared. Rather, there was quiet relief in her expression. Through Lin Bufong's gas mask, only his bright eyes were visible. I knew I couldn't outrun you if you decided to kill me. I just took that hit for you. Are you grateful? Lin Bufong glanced at her. A veil concealed her face, yet her eyes held a deep, quiet sorrow beneath their bright glow. His gaze drifted to her chest. When she crouched, her figure was clearly defined, slender, wasted and powerfully built with smooth natural curves. Shanhaier. The girl noticed where his gaze had fallen and gestured to the blood-stained fabric over her chest. Don't worry about me. I'll recover quickly. Lin Bufong chuckled. That's not what I was thinking about. Her brows drew together. Realization dawned, and she stared at him in shock. Wait a second, you still have an arrow stuck in the back of your head. How can you be looking at me like that? Lin Bufong felt slightly flustered. This girl's unreserved, lively demeanor caught him off guard. She stepped forward and pulled the poisoned arrow free, dispelling the toxin damage. Then she moved directly in front of him and lifted her veil, revealing a flawless face. Well, buddy, am I beautiful? Lin Bufong. I don't really know how to answer that. I feel like I'm being far too reserved around you. Oh, I get it. You prefer subtlety. She replaced her veil, sat down a short distance away with her chin propped in her hands, and watched him intently. Lin Bufong grew self-conscious under her stare. Then peals of loud laughter broke out. Ha ha ha, gaga gaga, you're blushing. I am not. Then why won't you look at me? You must have somewhere to be. You really should leave. Why should I leave? Lin Bufong. Why should she leave? That was not the response he had expected. I still have the college entrance exam to take. I'm only level 14. I'm in a real hurry. Now it was her turn to be confused. Wait a minute, buddy, you're 18 and still taking the national college entrance exam? Level 14? It's only noon on the very first day. Very well. True geniuses often defy common sense. I've met quite a few. She clasped her hands behind her back, putting on an air of worldly wisdom. How old are you? 18. Then shouldn't you be studying for the exam too? The college entrance exam changes ordinary people's fates, but not mine. Lin Bufong was genuinely surprised. The pale blue status boxes floating around her marked her as far from ordinary. Though her playful antics softened the impression, an innate noble bearing made it plain she came from privilege. She had been born standing at the finish line where 99% of others struggled to arrive. She pulled a jade hairpin from her tied-up hair, and her long locks cascaded down her back. Here, buddy. Thank you for saving me. Take this as a token of my gratitude. Lin Bufong accepted the hairpin. A system prompt popped up. Isis's hairpin's special divine artifact, upon receiving fatal damage, nullifies all incoming harm for 3 days. The wielder cannot attack or cast skills during this period. Single, use item. Lin Bufong was mildly impressed, yet unenthusiastic. His own invincibility effects were far superior with no downsides. Noticing his lack of excitement, the girl hurried to add, if it's useless to you, you can sell it. It's my mother's heirloom, but it's worth a fortune. Even if you skip the exam, this artifact could support you comfortably for your whole life. Lin Bufong's expression turned serious. He carefully stowed the artifact in his backpack and gave her a formal bow. Very well, young lady. Let us part ways here. He turned and walked away without hesitation. The girl watched him vanish into the misty woodland. After a moment's hesitation, she hurried after him and fell into step beside him. Hey buddy, I still don't know your name. Aren't you curious about mine? It doesn't matter. You belong to the upper strata of this world. Perhaps I will join you one day, but I believe people strive not to become the elite, but to build a world where no elite class exists at all. Her mood sank at those words. Confusion washed over her eyes, and sorrow seemed to swallow her sense of purpose. A faint smile tugged at Lin Bufang's lips. I am Lin Bufang. I am Shenhaier. We'll meet at Qingyan University. It's a promise. They parted and headed in opposite directions. In the distance, Lin Bufang caught sight of a massive edifice. It resembled a withered giant tree, so thick 100 people linking arms could scarcely encircle its trunk. It was a fortress built from the corpse of an ancient colossal tree. Fortresses were never built for comfort. They existed to fend off invaders. A few windows pierced the high branches, faint purple lights glimmering within. Vines crawled up its trunk and hung down from its boughs, breathing the illusion of life back into the dead wood. Temple of Dawn. Lin Bufang sorted through his spoils as he drew near. The 100+ Wolf Slayer Guild members, plus the 5 who had ambushed Shenhaier, had not carried much wealth. They had come out to fight, and to avoid losing their valuables upon death, most of their gold had been stored in remote accounts. He gained only a little over 260,000 gold coins. Still, there were worthwhile drops, several level, 20 purple, quality pieces of gear, 1 level, 10 pink, quality item, plus common carbon materials and rare crafting components. Lin Bufang sold everything outright, earning another 500,000 gold. Current gold balance, 927,586. A broad smile spread across his face. His younger sister's surgery would be done in 3 phases. The critical first phase had already been paid for, costing 500,000. The second phase covered repair, reconstruction, and complication management, running roughly 300,000. The third was for recovery, generally capped at 200,000 depending on her physical condition. Setting aside 800,000 total would cover all medical expenses comfortably. Any gold he earned from here on out would be his, free to spend as he pleased. He opened a separate account and transferred funds over. Account balance, 900,000. Remaining wallet, 27,586 gold. This fund was reserved exclusively for his sister's medical care. At last, Lin Bufang stood at the main gates of the Temple of Dawn. The area was safe, free of wild monsters, and bustling with activity. The Temple of Dawn ran a dedicated shuttle service from Jianghai City. It departed at 6 every morning and returned at 6 every evening, making only 1 trip each day. Travel on the surrounding roads was far too dangerous for more frequent runs. The shuttle served ordinary civilians and low-level profession holders, completely free of charge. Why? Numerous vendors sold fruit, snacks, and fast food right outside the temple gates. Before the shuttle existed, these merchants had risked monster-infested roads just to set up their stalls. The dangerous commute had been brutal. The shuttle created safe work opportunities for common folk of Jianghai City. Professional fighters rarely rode it. The shuttle took long detours to avoid monsters, and many considered riding it humiliating. Thus the grounds around the giant tree bustled with vendors of every kind, busier than the city itself. Close by, a stall sold scallion pancakes. Golden, flaky cakes lay neatly on an oil-dripping wire rack. The rich aroma made Lin Bufang's stomach growl. Trading houses only stocked profession-related goods. Hot, freshly cooked street food was impossible to buy there. Sir, how much for 1 scallion pancake? 45 apiece, or 100 for 2. 45 for 1 pancake. Lin Bufang found the price staggering. Yet the whole scene felt surreal. Glowing vines draped down over the market stalls, blending dreamlike mystical scenery with lively, earthly commerce. Given the danger of this place, charging 50 would hardly be out of line for a tourist-style spot. Even so, the pricing logic puzzled him. Why 45 for 1, 100 for 2? The old vendor grinned. I'm running low on flour. I still have regular customers coming, so I need to save some for them. Give me 1. He took the hot pancake and bit into it. The crust was crisp, the layered interior soft and oily, fragrant from hot grease. Savory spice sauce flavored the pastry, topped with stir-fried pickled radish seasoned with chili, ginger, and garlic. The salty pickles cut through the richness of the oil perfectly. One bite made him crave another. Lin Bufang finished it still wanting more. Even out here in this perilous zone, the vendor had not cut corners. High prices came with genuine care for quality. Delicious. He kept walking, buying 5 gluten skewers for 100 coins, a cup of hot soya milk for 35. He also bought a serving of stinky tofu with 8 pieces for 120. That barely filled him to 30% full. Reluctantly, he bought a squid wrap for 200 coins, bringing him to 50% full. He stopped there. Eating more would hurt his wallet. Besides, he expected more fighting ahead. Overeating would only hinder him. All the market stalls stopped precisely 50 meters short of the temple walls. Not a single vendor crossed that invisible line. Stalls closest to Dawn Temple mostly sell crafting materials, buy and sell equipment, and offer potions. These are highly profitable businesses, so stall fees are correspondingly higher. Right. There are official guild representatives stationed at the temple gates to keep order and protect ordinary civilians. The government itself is not directly involved. The reasoning is straightforward. Official oversight would demand zero casualties to safeguard Jianghai City's reputation, yet fatalities remain commonplace around Dawn Temple. The 50-meter zone surrounding Dawn Temple serves as a free-for-all area for professional class awakeners to gather and form parties. Quite the crowd. Lin Bufong pushed his way through the throng until a prompt popped up before him. You have entered Dawn Temple's bounds. You may proceed inside at any time. A nearby person offered an explanation. The college entrance examination rank boost event is ongoing for these 3 days, so hundreds of guards from Jianghai City have been posted outside Dawn Temple. Absolute safety is guaranteed during this period. That's why there are so many people here. Without the constant threat of danger around the temple, far more awakeners would dare attempt its challenges. No one wants to obtain rare loot only to have it stolen by others. Near Lin Bufong stood an imposing-looking guard maintaining public order. Judging by how everyone spoke to him with deference and avoided meeting his gaze, he held at least a captain-rank position. His name was Tang Ping, Chief Safety Officer for the college entrance examination at Dawn Temple. His true power was unfathomable. He kept a low public profile, yet his reputation carried immense weight among professional class awakeners. Tang Ping noticed Lin Bufong, a look of curiosity crossing his face. Aren't you rather young to be out of school? Level 14, impressive. I'd have guessed you were 17 or 18. You cut a fine figure. Looks like it's your first time here. Let me walk you through the basics. Dawn Temple has a minimum entry requirement of level 10 and a hard cap of level 20, with 4 selectable difficulty modes. Normal, hard, nightmare, hell. Higher difficulties grant better baseline rewards, superior drop rates, and vastly more experience points. Dawn Temple was a rather unique instance. Rumors spoke of a level 10 legendary ring, the Warlord's Ring, that could drop within its halls. Despite its low level, even level 50 and 60 top-tier experts coveted it. It granted a rare stat desperately sought by physical damage classes. Stories claimed this single ring was worth over 100 million gold coins. Even common mobs stood a chance of looting it. Lin Bufong had never learned its exact stats. He only knew the hearsay. It was like hearing about the jackpot lottery draw. He knew the prize pool size, nothing more. He never bought tickets, so he had no reason to memorize the winning numbers. Once you enter Dawn Temple, you must wait a full 24 hours before attempting it again. The only exception is earning a spot on the instance leaderboard. Lin Bufong listened intently. He already knew some basics about Dawn Temple, yet many critical details still eluded him. Getting a free briefing was a welcome stroke of luck. Following Tang Ping's pointing finger, Lin Bufong spotted the leaderboard mounted above the Grand Temple gates. Only the top 3 names were displayed visually. Full rankings could be accessed via mental perception. Scores are calculated across all difficulties based on overall performance. Higher difficulties apply large score multipliers. Mistakes and missteps deduct points. Top 10,000 rank. Cooldown reduced to 12 hours. Top 1,000 rank. Cooldown reduced to 8 hours. Third place, 6-hour cooldown. Second place, 3-hour cooldown. First place, 1-hour cooldown. At the mention of a 1-hour cooldown, Lin Bufong's eyes lit up. The strongest overworld mobs topped out at level 15. Reaching them meant venturing deep into Dawnwood Forest, which wasted considerable time. Once he leveled further, those outdoor foes would yield diminishing experience returns. If he could bring his temple cooldown down to 1 hour, reaching level 18 was all but guaranteed. He might even push onward to level 19. Qingyun University set level 18 as the admission cutoff for E-rank classes to filter out unpromising candidates. Valuable resources ought not to be squandered on ordinary people. Of course, one historical figure had once hit level 19 with an E-rank class. Nobody protested Qingyun's rule. The benchmark had been proven achievable. That individual was a once-in-centuries prodigy who had reached that milestone through peerless skill bolstered by enormous family wealth. Lin Bufong turned his full attention to the leaderboard. ignoring lesser entries. First place, Gao Sheng's 4-man party, hard mode, 1 hour 15 minutes. Second place, Su Lan's 4-man party, hard mode, 1 hour 15 minutes. Third place, Xiao Yangyu's 4-man party, hard mode, 1 hour 16 minutes. Nearly all recorded runs were completed on hard mode. Nightmare mode yielded almost no high-score attempts because its challenges were too brutal. As for Hell mode, Tang Ping explained that clearing it demanded at least level 19 participants decked out in full pink tier gear. They also needed teammates of extraordinary awareness and mechanical skill. Every difficulty allows parties of up to 4 awakeners. From what I know, you can count Hell mode clears on one hand. At that difficulty, regular monsters possess absurd stats, and bosses trigger devastating special mechanics that make victory nearly impossible. Even top talents guard their strategies closely to hold onto their leaderboard standings. They do not share how to beat those mechanics. To be honest, I never even made it past the first floor. Worst of all, Hell mode carries extreme mortality and high retreat rates. Even after defeating the main boss, you might trigger its second phase. You either die fighting or flee and suffer heavy penalties. No one has ever defeated Hell mode's boss second form. Lin Bufong nodded. Got it. Hell mode offered superior drop rates, massive experience, and enormous score bonuses. So why would he pick anything else? Lin Bufong selected Hell mode and stepped straight into the temple instance. Tang Ping kept talking behind him. Stick to normal mode for your first run. Pick your teammates carefully. Even normal mode can go badly if your allies are incompetent. He glanced over and found Lin Bufong gone. Youthful impatience. Off to solo normal mode. Huh. A little setback will do him good. You can exit normal mode whenever you want. He casually checked the active challenge list, and his eyes flew wide open. Dawn Temple active challengers. Normal mode, 658 participants. Hard mode, 124 participants. Nightmare mode, 4 participants. Hell mode, 1 participant. Good heavens. He is utterly reckless. Level 14. How long does he think he will last? What a waste of potential. Another guard wandered over. Tang, you spent all that time explaining basic rules, and you forgot to warn him about Hell mode's special penalties. Tang Ping reflected. He really had skipped vital information, right? All difficulties except Hell mode permit voluntary withdrawal without severe consequences. Force a retreat from Hell mode, and you lose all accumulated experience. Your level resets all the way back to level 1. Moreover, defeating the Hell mode boss can unlock its second phase, where all its attributes at least double. Naturally, loot quality rises drastically as well. I held back that detail on purpose. Imagine if someone heard about those great second phase rewards and charged blindly into Hell mode. I never expected someone would choose Hell mode without knowing the rewards at all. Solo Hell mode clears have happened, but only when the boss' second phase never activated. Success also required the rare spell Dispel Magic. Fewer than 10 people in all of Jianghai City possess that ability. He is only level 14. Resetting to level 1 would already be terrible. If he tries to tough out fights instead of bailing, a single basic enemy strike will obliterate him. Let us hope he chooses to sacrifice his levels and survive. Dawn Temple Hell mode. Lin Bufong stood inside a giant hollow tree. No torches burned, yet faint milky white haze lit every corner. This was the first floor. A staircase led upward toward the second floor, which only unlocked once all first-floor foes were eliminated. Dawn Temple spanned 3 floors total. Lin Bufong knew normal and hard mode spawned 5 mobs on floor 1. Floor 2 contained regular foes plus elite enemies, and floor 3 held only the final boss. He had no idea what twists Hell mode introduced. Almost nobody survived long enough to explore its first floor. A countdown floated above his head, marking mob spawns. 3, 2, 1. Shapes materialized atop the central white floor tile. A lone goblin, brandishing a spiked club. Pointed ears, green skin, malicious little eyes glinting with ferocity. Just one. Before Lin Bufong could inspect its stat sheet, the goblin roared, hefting its club overhead, and swelled rapidly in size. Soon it stood 5 meters tall, its skin shimmering with pale white radiance. Lin Bufong raised his pistol and fired. A damage number popped over the goblin's head, far lower than anticipated. -100. Open status panel. Name, Hell mode Goblin. Level, LV15. HP, 1 million. Physical attack, 50,000. Armor, 150,000. Magic resistance, 300,000. Skills, grow larger, hardened skin, Orlan's might, Orlan's aegis, Orlan's damage reduction. Damage reduction, 30%. Description, common goblin of Hell mode Dawn Temple. Towering, heavily armored, and possessed of overwhelming brute strength. Lin Bufong did not know whether to laugh or sigh. He carried more than 200,000 charges of Blade of Fatal Preservation. For practical purposes, he was invincible. Each hit only dealt 100 damage, yet every strike against this goblin granted him permanent physical attack stacking, up to 30,000 potential points total. Mind made up, Lin Bufong circled while opening fire with his heavy machine gun. A shotgun was an option, yet his best shotgun fired 15 pellets per blast. His Browning M1919A4 machine gun cycled roughly 1,000 rounds each minute, around 16 bullets every second. With Lin Bufong's invested attack speed bonuses, its effective fire rate climbed even higher. Machine gun efficiency outperformed shotguns. Shotgun pellets could miss, while machine gun fire landed nearly every shot. The goblin made no effort to dodge, guaranteeing full damage output. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat. Permanent physical attack plus 3 times 33. Permanent physical attack plus 3 times 49. Permanent physical attack plus 3 times 87. Roar! The goblin counterattacked. The first floor chamber was cramped, leaving Lin Bufong very little room to maneuver. He had put 0 points into health or defense. His character was paper thin. A graze meant instant death. That was fine. Blade of Fatal Preservation existed for exactly such moments. So far, Lin Bufong had not burned a single charge of it. That was why he prioritized speed. He wanted to reserve the artifact for truly hopeless crises. His ultimate vision of mastery was winning hard battles without expending a single charge. That would mark him as a true powerhouse. Combat unfolded on a razor's edge. Occasionally missteps occurred. In one such moment, escape proved impossible. The goblin's club slammed into him and sent him crashing hard against the wall. His health bar dropped to 0. A sharp chime rang out. Blade of Fatal Preservation activated. Blade of Fatal Preservation -1. Remaining charges, 210,870. The goblin expected its foe to collapse. Instead, Lin Bufong kept sprinting and shooting. Confusion flickered across the monster's features. How could someone survive such a crushing blow while wearing such powerful gear? Chime after chime echoed through the hall. A second trigger. A third. A fourth. Bewilderment turned to disbelief on the goblin's face. This must be cheating. 25 minutes later, the goblin's health dwindled to a few hundred hit points. The raw volume of gunfire should have slain it in 10 minutes. Yet built-in regeneration doubled its effective total health pool. Lin Bufong could not afford delays. The current top-rank hard mode run finished in 1 hour 15 minutes. If he could complete hell mode within 1 hour, solo, first place should be his. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat. His final bullets dealt between 130 and nearly 140 damage apiece. Fighting this single goblin had stacked almost 75,000 permanent physical attack points for him. His total physical attack stat now sat at 285,070, boosting his overall damage output by well over a third. At last, the goblin's health bar emptied. It let out a gurgling death cry and collapsed, its body riddled with bullet holes. Hell mode goblin slain. Experience plus 600,000. Level LV 14,601,260/1,860,000. Lin Bufong was stunned. A single goblin granted 600,000 experience. To earn that much in Dawnwood Forest, he would have needed to slay more than 2,000 minotaurs. Even if such numbers of monsters existed, farming them would take far longer than 25 minutes. And this was merely floor 1. 2 more floors waited above. The goblin's corpse burst apart. Hundreds of crafting carbon materials spilled outward alongside 3 pieces of equipment, one glowing purple. Purple tier level, 10 gear was highly sought after, especially during college examination season. Each piece sold for no less than 100,000 gold coins. All loot teleported straight into his inventory. He had already cleared out most of his belongings beforehand. Only the golden Vulcan minigun and Isis's hairpin remained. He checked his carbon yield, exactly 5,000 units, the guaranteed baseline drop. Worth 50,000 gold coins. Combined with purple and blue equipment, this single goblin netted him over 150,000 gold coins. Fantastic. Lin Bufong raced up the glass-textured staircase to the second floor. The layout resembled floor 1, though this level functioned as a library. Books lined every wall, sealed behind magical wards that dealt damage to anyone foolish enough to touch them. 3, 2, 1. At countdown end, a figure materialized among the desks and chairs, an elderly witch in a pointed mage hat. A long crooked nose jutted from her face, and her small eyes burned with bitter malice. Name: Hellmode Witch. Level: LV 15. HP: 2,000,000. magic attack, 5,000, armor, 5,000, magic resistance, 5,000, damage reduction, 30%. Skills, dispel magic, arcane barrier, magic armor, rejuvenation, life drain. Description, Hell mode which at full power. Her abilities cost no resources, possess drastically shortened cooldowns, and deliver amplified effects. Lin Bufong quickly parsed her stat sheet. Her physical and magical defenses were low, but her health pool was enormous. Her raw attack value looked unimpressive. Where, then, lay her true threat? The answer manifested instantly. 2 defensive enchantments wrapped around her. Thick black plate, like magic armor, and a pale, blue energy barrier. Bang bang bang. Bullets passed cleanly through the blue barrier, yet were completely stopped by the black armor. Each shot only dealt 1 damage. Lin Bufong kept firing. After 100 rounds, the black armor shattered. Subsequent bullets connected for full damage. 199,549,200,075,201,558, 2 million hit points melted away in moments. Near death, the witch unleashed one final spell. It aged Lin Bufong into an old man while restoring the witch to youthful form, greatly enhancing her attributes and crippling Lin Bufong's movement and attack speed. This debuff would prove catastrophic for archers, crippling their rate of fire. Automatic firearms, however, operated on fixed mechanical cycling rates and retained a minimum fire speed floor regardless of character stat penalties. Rat, a tat, tat tat. The witch's health evaporated. Her cloak fluttered, and her physical form dissolved into black smoke that drifted away. Hell mode witch slain. Experience plus 800,000. Level LV 14 1,401,260 / 1,860,000. Floor 1 had taken 25 minutes. Floor 2 lasted barely 3 seconds. Floor 2 was meant to be harder. The higher experience reward proved that. The sole explanation was Lin Bufong's overwhelming damage output. The witch never got the opportunity to cast damaging offensive abilities before dying. Her actual offensive potential must have been terrifying. Proper parties had to focus on bursting her down immediately. Delay, and she would wipe out front, line and back, line combatants alike. This created a gear dilemma for challengers. Many teams needed 2 complete equipment sets, one for defense and one for pure damage, to survive such brutal encounters. Lin Bufong needed no such preparations. The witch also dropped exactly 5,000 carbon crafting materials, plus 3 blue tier items and 1 purple tier piece of gear. The drop rate is indeed quite good. Purple grade gear seems to drop guaranteed. Lin Bufong was just about to head for the 3rd floor when the witch's hat vanished, and a blinding golden light burst forth on the spot. A golden skill book flew straight into his backpack. A skill dropped. Lin Bufong was overjoyed. This item had an even lower drop rate than pink grade gear. No pink gear had dropped yet, but a skill book had come first. He opened his backpack and tapped to view the skill book's description. Dispel Magic Universal, required level 10. Consumes 100 mana points. Has a chance to remove 1 magical buff from a target. Success chance decreases against higher level targets. Against lower level targets, there is a very high chance to clear all of the target's magical buffs. Raising the skill level increases the success rate. Lin Bufong studied it for a moment. This was unquestionably an overpowered skill. At the very least, it was God tier for him right now. Spells the witch used, such as Mage Armor and Arcane Barrier, could be directly dispelled with this skill. Of course, the witch's Mage Armor appeared to block a fixed number of hits, roughly 100 physical attacks, based on what he had observed so far. If Lin Bufong cast Dispel Magic on her, there was a chance to nullify Mage Armor, letting him finish her off far faster. Most importantly, there was that absurd goblin on the 1st floor. It carried at least 3 defensive damage reduction buffs. If those buffs could be dispelled, taking down the goblin in one burst would become possible. Future dungeon runs would save him a great deal of time. Furthermore, the skill got a massive boost against lower level targets and could wipe all their magical buffs at once. Currently, the goblin was level 15, while Lin Bufong was level 14. Against level 15 targets, the chance would be normal, and against level 16 targets, it would rise sharply. Lin Bufong immediately clicked to learn it. Learn. Dispel Magic 1 succeeded. This is a top-tier overpowered skill. Lin Bufong rated the skill extremely highly, amazed by his own luck. He sprinted and charged into the 3rd floor. The 3rd floor sat at the giant tree's very top. Just as seen from outside, this level was lined with many windows. The decor was simple. A full covering of red carpet spread across the floor, metal walls set within wooden frames. At the exact center hovered a golden magic circle. 3, 2, 1, third floor. Lin Bufong had just raised his pistol to test its damage when a prompt popped up before him. Congratulations. Your performance on the first 2 floors has earned Orinder's admiration. You gain 1 simulation challenge opportunity. Simulation challenge lasts for 1 hour. You may forfeit at any time with no penalties. During the simulation challenge, all consumed items, mana expenditure, and equipment durability loss will be restored once combat ends. Begin simulation challenge? Lin Bufong glanced at the timer. Less than 27 minutes had passed. He could even quit the simulation midway. Thinking about the hell difficulty, he knew almost nothing about the boss. If he failed the real challenge, he would be forced out of the instance and drop from level 14 all the way back to level 1, an outcome he could not accept. He still had his unused simulation attempt. It would let him practice his combat skills. Not bad. I choose to start the simulation challenge. Simulation challenge commenced. The golden magic circle rotated into position. A girl in a white formal gown and red magic hat materialized slowly. In her hands she held a staff inlaid with a ruby, her whole bearing extraordinary and otherworldly. Beneath that striking beauty lay hell, grade danger. Name, Boss, Orinder. Hell difficulty. Level, LV.16. HP, 20 million. Magic attack, 10,000. Armor, 10,000. Magic resistance, 10,000. Damage reduction, 50%. Skill, Summon Light Guardian. Highest priority. Description, Hell, difficulty Orinder. Her original 5 skills are replaced by this new ability. The hidden mechanic of Hell difficulty may lie within this very skill. Her stats looked intimidating. 20 million HP was high, yet not overwhelmingly so. Frankly speaking, her stat sheet was inferior to the 2nd floor witch and far worse than the 1st floor goblin. Yet that single skill made Lin Bufong's eyes narrow. Highest priority meant that before Orinder finished summoning the Light Guardian, no skills could be cast against her, dispel magic included. Orinder twirled her miniature staff 3 times between her fingertips. A simple magic circle formed at its tip, and 3 meters away, a guardian over a meter taller than Orinder materialized. In one hand it held an enormous shield, in the other a heavy greatsword. It wore full armor that looked forged from gold. Its heavy helmet left almost no gaps, revealing only resolute golden eyes. Lin Bufong pulled up its stat panel. Name, Summon, a Light Guardian. Level, LV.15. HP, 50 million. Physical attack, 100,000. Magic attack, 100,000. Armor, 200,000. Magic resistance, 200,000. Skills, Light Barrier, Radiant Slash, Holy Light Domain Aura, Dawn, Holy Judgment Greatblade, Sun Saint Body Passive, Light Pact. Description, Orinder's Hell, difficulty Summon. Balanced in attack and defense, it carries a buff aura. It shares some mysterious connection with Orinder. Since this was only a simulation, Lin Bufong held nothing back. He hefted his machine gun and opened fire straight at the boss. Yet every bullet struck Orinder without dealing any damage. 0.0000. Lin Bufong deduced this effect came from one of the Light Guardian's abilities. Mana 100. Lin Bufong cast Dispel Magic on the summon. His total mana was only 300 points, meaning Dispel Magic could be cast a maximum of 3 times. The Light Guardian only possessed 1 buff aura. One successful Dispel would break the boss's invulnerability. Fatal Mercy 1. Fatal Mercy 1. Fatal Mercy 1. While Lin Bufong waited for the skills cast, Orinder and her summon attacked him in tandem, unleashing a barrage of abilities. Dispel failed. Mana 100. Dispel succeeded. The massive aura covering the entire 3rd floor, centered on the Light Guardian, finally faded away. Not knowing how long its cooldown was, Lin Bufong wasted no time and poured fire onto the boss. Orinder's defenses were moderate. She only boasted high HP. Machine gun bullets raked across her, tearing countless holes through her elegant gown. 174. 584 161,248 181,045. Lin Bufong's DPS exceeded 2 million. With only 20 million HP, the boss could not possibly endure for long. But the Light Guardian was no pushover. It raised its shield and stood firmly between Orinder and the attacker. Once its shield was up, 90% of Lin Bufong's damage was negated, and all remaining damage redirected onto the Light Guardian. This damage blocking mechanic was a nightmare for ranged fighters. Not for Lin Bufong, though. Ranged fighters were known for poor defenses. Lin Bufong's defenses were likewise low, even worse than most. But that did not matter to him, because he never relied on defense. He closed the distance until he stood face to face with the boss, pressing the muzzle of his machine gun right against her head and firing. Fatal Mercy's trigger condition did not activate rapidly, for it granted 1 full second of invincibility. Only once that 1-second window expired would the next stack of Fatal Mercy trigger. The boss could cheat with mechanics, and so could Lin Bufong. Attacks from Orinder and the Light Guardian could do nothing to him, so long as invincibility held. Rat? Tad. When the boss's HP dropped to 10%, the Light Guardian's aura reactivated once more. It restored the 0 damage effect. Lin Bufong cast Dispel Magic again. This time it succeeded on the first try. Had it failed, he would have had no choice but to give up, unable to spare time regenerating mana. Lin Bufong made a mental note. He would need to find a passive skill or piece of equipment that boosted maximum mana later. Some might ask, why not spend free stat points on mana? Lin Bufong's answer was simple. He was obsessive about wasting 0 free points. Every single point went into speed, no exceptions. Once the aura faded, the boss's HP plummeted. Right as Orinder's HP hit 1%, Lin Bufong caught sight of a strange smile spreading across her face. Even the Light Guardian's golden eyes glinted with mockery. Lin Bufong paid their odd behavior no mind. He instantly swapped to his shotgun. He pulled the trigger aimed straight at the boss's head. Bang! Orinder's head was blown apart, and she collapsed in a pool of blood. Lin Bufong stepped backward. His instincts warned him that the real mechanics were only just beginning. Sure enough, an even more vivid golden magic circle bloomed beneath the Light Guardian's feet. Its 2-meter frame swelled upward until it stood 5 meters tall. Meanwhile, the supposedly slain Orinder shook her head. All her wounds healed instantly. Her HP refilled to 100%, and she rose back to her feet. Lin Bufong frowned. So I have to fight them all over again. He lifted his shotgun and fired. The result took him completely by surprise. 8 pellets struck the boss. Every hit read 0 damage. 7 pellets hit the Light Guardian. Also 0 damage. He noticed new words floating above both the boss's and the summon's health bars. Invincible. No duration was listed. That meant permanent invulnerability.